Jeremy Donald. Let's put our hands together, Knights fans.
The final Sunday of the regular season is about to get underway as Yakima Valley is on the road here in Corvallis to take on the Knights in Game 3 of the final weekend series in 2026. Good afternoon, everybody. My name's Harmon Johnsen. Welcome into pregame. Yakima Valley and Corvallis getting ready for Game 3 of this series, and it's plain and simple. If you're Yakima Valley, you lose and you are done tonight. The Pippins sitting 4 games back of the Portland Pickles. Portland 25-25, Yakima Valley 21-29. So the Pippins need a win tonight, and then they need help from the Walla Walla Sweets, as they're hoping that the Sweets can take the series from Portland and keep them alive for at least one more day before the Pippins go head-to-head with the Pickles starting tomorrow. If Yakima Valley could stay alive tonight, then all 3 games are very important up in Portland. A sweep for Yakima Valley means a playoff berth. Any loss tonight or the rest of this season, and the Pippins are out. Yakima Valley coming into this game at 9-14 in the second half, 21-29 overall. And the fact that you're still alive on the last Sunday of the regular season is a positive sign for this Yakima Valley Pippins organization and this team. Coach Crustangel getting the squad a little bit closer back to their goals of reaching the postseason. It's going to be hard to make it into the extra games, but it is not completely out of the picture. Yakima Valley going to need to turn their luck around here in Corvallis, though. It's been a couple of disappointing nights if you're a Pippins fan. Corvallis taking Game 1 on the last day of July, 11-6 here at Goss, and then last night under the lights, a 15-1 rout of Yakima Valley. The Pippins had 1 run on 4 hits. The 4 hits coming from Tyson Miller, who had 1. Scratch that, he reached on an error. Tommy Lamb had 2, Diego Davis had 1, and Max Workman had his second hit as a Yakima Valley Pippin. So you're going to have to find some offense somewhere, and they're also going to need some help from their bullpen. Now, the bullpen is somewhat rested, all things considered. Yakima Valley only using 2 arms yesterday, Dan Bradley and Cameron Sheriffs, after Carl Mullen Kovash got the start and went 3 1/3 innings. And so the Pippins have most of their high-leverage arms available. You've got John Witt, you've got Wyatt Robinson, you've got Gus Musial as well. Yakima Valley going to be leaning, though, on their starting pitcher Jackson Upton tonight, their 3rd-string catcher. Upton does have pitching experience. He's likely to be in the strike zone. The question is how many runs will he give up? He has not worked a scoreless outing in league play. He did get a start in a non-league contest. And something else to note, we'll get into the starting lineups in just a moment, but Jackson Upton is going to be Yakima Valley's Shohei Ohtani today. He will be pitching to start the game, and then when his night on the mound is over, he is going to remain in the game as the designated hitter. The Pippins invoking the Shohei Ohtani rule tonight for this game. That's just where we're at numbers-wise. Yakima Valley does have a new arm in the bullpen. Ryan Newman, coming in from Olympic College, is going to help add some support. He is likely to pitch today, making the trip down to Corvallis this morning. And so the Pippins not going to waste any time getting him into this game. We'll see. The score is probably going to dictate when he comes in. So a lot to kind of keep track of while we're going through today. Here's a quick recap of the playoff picture as we stand today. 3 teams are in the South: Walla Walla, Ridgefield, Corvallis. 2 games separate all 3 of those teams, and so all 3 of them still fighting for first place and a potential for the number 1 overall seed. Portland is in 4th place at 25-25. They're taking on Walla Walla, who's in first place right now, and they don't start until 7 o'clock tonight. So the Pippins will know their result, and if they win, we become Sweets fans when we're back at the hotel tonight, because that means if Portland loses, Yakima Valley's season stays alive in terms of postseason one more day. Springfield and Yakima Valley are the other 2 teams that are still in contention with the Portland Pickles. Springfield 22-28, they're 3 games back. Yakima Valley 21-29, they are 4 games back. So Portland on the verge of potentially clinching if they can win tonight, and Yakima Valley loses. Springfield would have one more day if they can win. So a lot to be decided tonight on the final Sunday of the regular season. Bend and Marion are out in the south. Two teams have clinched in the north. Wenatchee has the number 1 seed. Bellingham has the number 2 seed. But then seeds 3 and 4 are still up for grabs between Nanaimo and Edmonton, who are both 27 and 23, and Victoria and Kelowna, who are 26 and 24. Kamloops was eliminated last night at 21 and 28. Port Angeles 11 and 39 in the north. Let's meet the two teams as Corvallis gets announced defensively out on the field. Corvallis leads it off with a center fielder, number 2, Max Medina. Following him will be the first baseman, number 20, Maverick Russell. Batting third, the catcher, number 17, Dakota Chun. Batting cleanup, the designated hitter, number 28, Ryan Severns. Batting fifth, the third baseman, number 6, Zane Garvey. Batting sixth, the left fielder, number 27, Ethan Porter. Batting seventh, the shortstop, number 7, Joey Morosco. Batting eighth, the right fielder, number 36, Josh Myers. And batting ninth, the second baseman, number 5, Berkeley Reams. Corvallis again, Medina, Russell, Chun, Severns, Garvey, Porter, Morosco, Myers, Reams. Their starting pitcher tonight is Blake Sebastian, the Nebraska Cornhusker. Yakima Valley leads it off, right fielder number 3, Tyson Miller. Batting second, center fielder number 8, Tommy Lamb. Batting third, the catcher, number 20, Diego Davis. Fourth, first baseman 25, Parker Burt. Batting fifth, the third baseman, number 6, Yash Gupta. Batting sixth, the shortstop, number 9, Brandon Stone. Seventh, left fielder, 99, Max Workman. Eighth, pitcher, Jackson Upton. He wears 51. Second baseman, number 2, Brennan Aoki rounds it out. Miller, Lamb, Davis, Burt, Gupta, Stone, Workman, Upton, Aoki. Upton on the hill. We're going to break for the national anthem. We'll be back with first pitch between the Pippins and the Corvallis Knights in just a second.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' record, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
It is time for baseball here at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. Yakima Valley and Corvallis, Game 3 of a 3-game weekend series. The Pippins coming into this game 9 and 14, 21 and 29 overall. Corvallis 15 and 8 the second half. They are tied for first place with Walla Walla in the second half standings, and so Corvallis, this is still a meaningful game. If Walla Walla loses, all of a sudden the Knights, who have been kind of down and out of it, unlike their normal selves, are in first place in the second half looking to try to wrap up a title. They are 28 and 22 on the summer. Blake Sebastian toes the slab for the Corvallis Knights today. He was a late addition, as the projected starter for this weekend on Sunday was Levi Hodges. But Hodges came in and threw 2 innings out of the bullpen yesterday. And so Blake Sebastian gets his third start of the summer. The Nebraska Cornhusker 3-1 on the season. He's pitched in 16 games, most of them out of the bullpen. 28 2/3 innings, 40 strikeouts to 26 walks with a 6.91 ERA. Opponents are hitting .271 against Blake Sebastian. The leather behind him for the Knights: Porter in left, Medina in center, Myers in right, Garvey at third, Morosco at short, Rintz at second, and Maverick Russell is at first. Dakota Chun is catching for Blake Sebastian. The first 3 hitters he will face are Tyson Miller, Tommy Lamb, and Diego Davis, right fielder, center fielder, and catcher for the Pippins. Corvallis tripling up on their uniform choice. They're going with the white tops, white pants, red pinstripes, and Knights in red script across the chest. They've got red caps with the C logo as well. Yakima Valley going back to their blue tops with gray pants. They've got block Pippins in white across the chest, the apple hanging down from his stick underneath the word mark, and white numerals on the back to go along with blue lids here on a Sunday late afternoon. 5:05 scheduled first pitch. We might be 5:06 by the time Blake Sebastian sends this in, but a little bit earlier of a night tonight. Yakima Valley going to spend the night in Corvallis before heading to Portland tomorrow. Out of the windup, Blake Sebastian, first pitch misses high and away. It is still 5:05 p.m. here in Corvallis, Oregon. A very nice day at Corvallis as well, as Sebastian winds and fires the 1-0 pitch upstairs. 2 balls and no strikes. 75 degrees here in Corvallis. Clear skies overhead. Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. 2-0. There's a fastball on the outer part of the plate to make it a strike. 2-1 to Tyson Miller. Winds have calmed down a little bit. Only 12 miles an hour, it says, blowing out towards center field. 2-1. Breaking ball, top of the zone. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tyson last night 0 for 3, but he scored a run, the only run of the ball game, reaching on an error in the third. 2-2 from Sebastian. Breaking ball, fouled back. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Miller from Cal State Bakersfield, playing in game number 49 of the summer. 281 batting average, 47 hits, 54 walks. Another 2-2 from Sebastian. Shot into the screen on top of the Knights dugout over on the third base side. Count remains 2-2. Goss Stadium eerily empty compared to what you would assume for the final day of the year. 2-2 pitch from Sebastian. Fastball high and away. The count runs full. I was talking to the Knights general manager, Heather, and she said they had about 1,100 pre-sale. They usually get about 500 walk-up. Payoff pitch from Sebastian. Tyson shoots this over the McGrath family press box, and the count stays alive. This will be pitch number 9 to Tyson to lead off the game. And so maybe a maximum of 2,000 people will show up today for this final game of the regular season. Goss holds around 3,500. Payoff. Breaking ball chopped out towards first. Russell sees this one right behind the bag. Race to the bag. Tyson out. Half a step is Maverick Russell able to beat him to the pillow. Tyson and Russell both were kind of slow on the jump. They thought that this ball would be foul, but it bounced right behind the pillow in fair territory, according to our field umpire, Perry Schofield. So it's a 3 unassisted to start the game. Perry's partner behind the dish today calling balls and strikes is Jim Courtney. Tommy Lamb takes a first pitch high and away. Ball 1. Lamb digging into the right-hand batter's box, as all of these Pippins will, other than Tyson. Tommy's got 3 hits on the series, as he might get his 4th here. Line drive out to left. No, it hangs up for Porter. 2 down here in the top half of the first inning. Brings up Diego Davis. Diego last night, 1 for 4, the only RBI of the game. He drove home Tyson Miller in the 3rd inning. Pippin's hoping for a different result. It's win or have your postseason dreams crushed tonight. First pitch misses high and tight to Diego. 1 ball and no strikes. The Pippins cannot afford to lose. 1-0. Fastball downstairs. 2 balls and no strikes. Even if Portland lost and Yakima Valley lost, Yakima Valley would still be eliminated because they'd be 4 games back with 3 to play. Fouled straight back by Diego. 2 balls and a strike. So if you can manage to win tonight if you're Yakima Valley, and Portland can manage to lose, then game 1 tomorrow is still very meaningful if you're the Pippins. 2-1, Diego takes a breaking ball just a touch upstairs. 3 balls and a strike. Sebastian, 3-pitch mix, fastball, changeup, breaking ball. We've seen the fastball and the breaking ball so far. 3-1 to Davis. This misses just on the outside part of the plate. Fastball at 90, ball 4. Pippins have their first base runner. Jim Courtney known for a little bit tighter of a strike zone than, say, Perry Schofield from last night. Parker Burt playing first base today. He's playing first base. It's a turf field. Hopefully won't get any weird hops as Parker over at first for the first time this season. First pitch, 88 downstairs. 1 ball and no strikes from Blake Sebastian. I was talking to head coach of the Knights, Brooke Knight, about Blake Sebastian just because I was curious. Brooke Knight's seen his fair share of Nebraska Cornhusker pitchers the last 3 or 4 years as Parker bounces this out towards short. Going the short way to second, Morosco onto Reentz. And the side is retired. Diego Davis out 6-4. The Pippins get no runs on no hits, no errors, and leave 1 man on base. We go to the bottom of the first inning. Yakima Valley 0, Corvallis coming up. You're listening to Pippins Baseball.
We offer mobile ordering. Simply scan the QR code up on the video board to get your favorite TNT Builders Party Deck concessions delivered right to your seat. TNT Builders, your deck and patio cover experts in the Willamette Valley for over 25 years. Visit them at tntbuilderinc.com.
Bottom of the first inning here in Corvallis, Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. Max Medina, Maverick Russell, and Dakota Chun due up against Jackson Upton, Yakima Valley's starting pitcher today. He's also going to be the DH once his day is done. The Pippins invoking the Shohei Ohtani rule. 9 2/3 innings for Upton this summer, including 1 start in a non-league game. He's given up 14 hits, 7 runs, 5 of them earned, 3 walks, and 6 strikeouts for a .466 ERA. Defense behind him for the Pippins. You've got Max Workman in left, Tommy Lamb in center, Tyson Miller in right field, Yash Gupta at third, Brandon Stone at short, Brendan Aoki at second, and Parker Burt at first base today. His first action over there at the first base pillow. Diego Davis doing the catching for Jackson Upton. That's kind of where the Pippins are in the season right now. This is a win or go home type game, and they start their third string pitcher on the hill. It's been kind of a slew of injuries for the pitching corps as Upton's first offering to Max Medina misses upstairs, 1 ball and no strikes. Not necessarily season-ending injuries, just maybe a couple of things that guys going home, guys getting shut down, various reasons. 1-0. Upton misses high and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jackson going to live around 85 with the fastball. It's not like he doesn't have good stuff. It's just all 3 catchers are playing for Yakima Valley today as Upton finds a first pitch strike at the top of the zone. 2-1 to Max Medina. So Parker's over at first. Diego is catching. And then Jackson Upton is doing the pitching. He is also the designated hitter once his time on the hill is done. 2-1, a line drive out towards left field. This is going to drop in front of Max Workman. Medina digging for second as Workman had some trouble getting it off the turf. Leadoff hustle double for Max Medina to start the offense for Corvallis. You would think on a ball that is in front of Medina, you're usually not going to take off for second, but this didn't come off the bat quite as hard as, say, someone like Ethan Porter would. This was 83 off the bat. And then it took a hop on Workman. He didn't field it quite as cleanly as he normally would. So Medina takes advantage and digs for 2. Now here's Maverick Russell taking a first pitch strike right in the bottom quadrant of the zone, 0-1. Russell, the first baseman from UCLA. This is his second season in Corvallis. Batting .302. This is game number 20. For number 20. 0-1, half swing. Did he go around? No, says Perry Schofield. He's out in the C position. The pitch bounced in. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. everybody bathed in sunshine right now at a 6:35 start. First base and part of second base is in shadow because of one of the clubs they call the Omaha Room up along the first base side. 1-1. This is drilled out towards left field again. In the air, Workman settling, making the catch above his cap. Medina stays put. One down here in the bottom half of the first inning. That'll bring up Dakota Chun. So the Omaha Room, obviously named after the city where the College World Series takes place, and Corvallis has a very good relationship with the College World Series. They won it in 2018 after going back-to-back in 06 and 07. Oregon State, of course, the main tenant of this facility. The Knights have been champions themselves 10 times in the West Coast League. 0-1 pitch to Dakota Chun. Upstairs, 1 ball and no strikes. Chun from the University of Portland, where he's a Portland Pilot with Corvallis. Game number 14, he's batting .308. So that big boxy building creates a shadow over on first base as the next pitch misses upstairs 2-0. Kind of an interesting shadow you don't normally see at a baseball field. 2-0. Misses high and away. 3 balls, no strikes to Dakota Chun. Max Medina getting a fairly healthy lead out there at second base. Upton hasn't been doing much checking with the eyes back towards the second base pillow. Here's a quick peek. 3-0 pitch to Chun. There's a strike on the inner third. 3-1. But I guess I can't say the shadow's too abnormal. Yakima Valley has those big banners that they hang over on the third base side, and those cast a similarly boxy shadow on the infield for the first third of the game. 3-1, fastball high and tight, ball 4. Dakota Chun draws the walk. Runners are going to be at first and second with 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Brings up Ryan Severns, the designated hitter. Severns from UC Santa Barbara, .324 hitter in 35 games with Corvallis this summer. He's got 16 extra base hits of his 44, 12 doubles, 2 triples, 2 home runs. First pitch from Upton, in tight to Ryan Severns, the right-hander. 1 ball and no strikes. Severns in game 1 of this series hit a 2-run bomb as the cleanup man on Friday. 1-0, Upton upstairs, 2 balls and no strikes. Yesterday, batting out of the 5-hole, 4 RBI. He was 2 for 5, a double, a single, and a fielder's choice. Upton trying to relocate the strike zone. Didn't look back to second. Both runners take off. Diego going to throw down to second to try to get the trail runner, but he is high and late. Max Medina and Dakota Chun execute the double steal. So 2 in scoring position here and a 3-0 count to Ryan Severns. First base unoccupied. Upton sends it in, and he got the strike. Late call by Jim Courtney, 3-1. Seems to be Courtney's calling card is a very deliberate stand up before making the point out towards the right side to call the strike. 3-1 from Upton. Lifted a mile high into shallow left field. Workman coming in. Both left side infielders going back. Workman makes the catch. Medina fakes the tag off of third. There's 2 away. Good job by Max to track this down. Yash Gupta leaves his hat out in foul territory as he was lifting his head so high up to try to see that ball. Then he goes back and gets it. Medina, there was nobody covering the bag, so Medina was kind of playing mind games with Gupta. Couple of flyouts to left field, and Zane Garvey is due up. First pitch to the second Portland Pilot we've seen today. Garvey playing third base for Corvallis. Yesterday was playing left field. He can also pitch. Corvallis has quite a few multi-purpose players. 1-0 downstairs, 2 balls and no strikes. Brooke Knight definitely in a decent position playoff-wise. He was talking to Coach Crustangel down on the field before the game, and when Krusty brought up that we were invoking the Shohei Ohtani rule today, he was like, yeah, we're getting close to that too. I think I overheard one of the interns here say that there's only 3 or 4 available pitchers in the bullpen today for the Knights. 2-0, fly ball out towards shallow center field. Tommy was playing back. Stone going out there to the middle of the diamond. He makes the catch. The shortstop puts it away, and Corvallis is kept off the board here in the first inning. No runs on 1 hit. No errors, 2 runners left on. An inning of play, no score here at Corvallis. You're listening to Pippins Baseball.
Fans, it's time to get ignited. Visit the Corvallis Custom Team Store located outside the main gates. We have special deals going on all weekend, including a $10 rack. Get stocked up on the latest and greatest in Knights gear and show off your team pride.
Around here, we see a lot of people heading. Some are heading somewhere for night. Some are just beginning. And some are figuring it out as they go. Or any of it. We just make sure they're ready. Before you hit the road, get a free trip safety check at Les Schwab Tires. It's free. Our greatest story is yours.
If we can't guarantee it, we won't sell it.
Tonight's game is presented by Les Schwab Tires. At Les Schwab, they do a whole lot more than just tires. Brakes, batteries, shocks, alignments, and tires. You won't find a company that does more for its community than they do. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing because it matters. And Knights fans, it's time for some fan appreciation. Get out your raffle tickets now and check up on the video board to see if you're a winner. If you win, head on out to the Corvallis Custom Team Store outside the main gates and grab.
Top of the second inning here at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field on the campus of Oregon State University. Harmon Johnsen with you as Yakima Valley will send up Yash Gupta, Brandon Stone, and Max Workman here in the top of the second against Blake Sebastian. No score between Corvallis and Yakima Valley. The Knights kept off the scoreboard in the first inning for the first time in this series. Yash Gupta takes the first pitch down and away for ball 1 from Blake Sebastian. Gupta, the third baseman for the Pippins. 2 seasons at Whitworth under his belt as this pitch misses upstairs. 2 balls, no strikes. Gupta with Yakima Valley batting only .133, but he's getting on base a lot higher clip, .316. He's got 4 hits, all of them in one night, and 8 walks as he strokes one on the ground out towards second. Reent's up with it, routine 4-3 putout in the book. 1 down here in the top of the second inning. That'll bring up Brandon Stone. Both pitchers had to work somewhat hard in the first inning. Sebastian only faced 4 hitters, but he threw 17 pitches. Jackson Upton threw 20 pitches, left 2 men stranded. Only 1 hit so far for the 2 teams combined as the first pitch from Sebastian down and away to Brandon Stone. Stone batting .212 for Yakima Valley. This is game number 17. Breaking ball upstairs, 2 balls, no strikes from Sebastian. To wrap up a thought that I started at the top half of the first inning, talking with Brooke Knight about Blake Sebastian, because I go to school at Nebraska. I've seen Blake Sebastian before. He misses in tight 3-0. And he said, yeah, Blake has incrementally got better and better, but then he'll have 1 bad outing and it'll kind of reset the progress. But he's on a trend right now as the 3-0 misses. No, got the bottom of the zone. Another late call by Jim Courtney, 3-1. His last outing really was a big sign of improvement. 3-1, another one right there at the bottom of the zone, 3-2. Sebastian against Ridgefield, 1 inning, no runs, no hits, 2 strikeouts. Payoff, called strike 3, top of the zone. Stone was ahead 3-0, but he'll be set down looking. First strikeout for Sebastian tonight, 2 away. Something to do with velocity, something to do with command. Against Yakima Valley, the inning or the outing prior, he earned the win going 2 innings, giving up no runs on 2 hits, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. So 1 walk over his last 3 innings combined as his first pitch fastball is downstairs to Max Workman. The outing before that, the 22nd against the Bend Elks, he had 5 walks, gave up 3 runs, struck out 4, but gave up 3 hits as well in 2 innings. Breaking ball caught the outer side. It's 1-1. So the Nebraska fan in me says that's improvement. The Pippins broadcaster in me says we might be in for a long day. 1-1, another breaking ball. This buckles Workman, and it's called a strike. 1-2. Sebastian working quickly out there on the hill as well. 1-2 pitch out of the windup. Workman gets a piece of it back to the screen. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Sebastian, a Nebraska native. As the 1-2 is drilled out towards left field, Porter gets turned around. He's backpedaling onto the track, but he makes the catch in front of the national championship sign. A 1-2-3 inning pitched by Blake Sebastian. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left on. The Pippins go down quietly. And we go to the bottom of the 2nd inning. No score here in Corvallis. This is Pippins baseball.
All right, fans, time to get on your feet and make some noise. It's time for a pop piece of breakfast on Over in Section F, we have Lumina Hospice, the Catalyst Psychiatry nonprofit of the game. Are you struggling with treatment-resistant depression? Are you tired of medications that don't work or give you side effects? Catalyst Psychiatry can help with proven treatments like Spravato and TMS. At Catalyst Psychiatry, we empower change within for your best life.
Bottom of the 2nd inning, no score here in Corvallis. Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. Pippins Jackson Upton will be facing off against Ethan Porter, Joey Morosco, and Josh Myers, the 6, 7, and 8 hitters in the Corvallis order. Josh Porter getting a little bit of a demotion today. He'd been hitting in the 2-hole the last 2 nights, and he went a combined 1 for 8. Porter, an Oregon State Beaver. Very familiar with this ballpark. Takes the first pitch breaking ball down and away from Upton for ball 1. I heard through the grapevine, Porter, when he was assigned to the West Coast League by his coaching staff, wanted to go anywhere but Corvallis, even though Corvallis has one of the best reputations for winning and development. 1-0 misses, 2 balls, no strikes. And the only reason, based on what I heard, was because he wanted to get away from Goss. He's been in Corvallis for almost a year consecutively now. 2-0 misses down and away, 3 balls and no strikes. He would have much rather gone to a Yakima Valley or somewhere. I don't know who all he was talking to other than Corvallis, or who his coach Mitch Canham was talking to. 3-0, there's a strike top of the zone. But I also heard through the grapevine that Porter's only going to get a week once the season's over to go home and see his family, and then he has to come right back and report for fall training with Oregon State. 3-1 popped up over into the right side, foul territory. Tyson coming on. He almost collides with Aoki. In fact, Aoki does hit the deck. The ball hits the turf as well. So it falls as a foul ball, strike 2. The count now full. Well, that was a long run for strike 2. I'm sure Porter's enjoying the success that Corvallis is having and the fact that they're going to get to play in the postseason, but I could see where he's coming from, where you gets kind of old being in the same town for the entire year. Payoff. Inside, ball 4. Porter takes the walk. That's the second free pass issued by Jackson Upton. I'm sure if you asked Ethan Porter, he probably says the road trips are his favorite part of the summer.
Now the play from George Fox University.
Here's Joey Morosco.
Number 7, Joey Morosco.
Morosco, the shortstop today. He's also played in the outfield. In the portal from George Fox. He's been a workhorse for Corvallis. Porter's off with the first move, showing bunt. Throw down from Diego, good one. The tag applied, out. Ethan Porter caught stealing. Score at 2-4 as Aoki was the man covering. Good throw by Diego Davis. One down here in the bottom of the second. The pitch was upstairs, ball 1 to Morosco. This is game number 47 for Joey Morosco. The 1-0 upstairs, 2 balls and no strikes. He has a .252 batting average. He's got 40 hits, 10 of them doubles, 1 triple. Walked 31 times, struck out 39 times. 2-0, pounded out towards left field. Workman chasing it back. It's over his glove and onto the warning track. It bounces off the wall and over his head. Morosco around second. He will dig for third, where he will be in safely with a 1-out triple. Ball took a weird hop off the base of the wall and went right over top of Max Workman's head. That allowed Morosco a chance to turn around second and size up the situation, where he just continued on. Didn't slam on the brakes at all. So now the Pippins infield going to play in. 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning, although Corvallis still has a 0 out there on the digital scoreboard. First pitch swinging. This is down the right field line. Potentially going to stay fair. No, it goes foul, bouncing on the warning track. Tyson chased it all the way to the batting cages over there. That's where the Pippins took batting practice today. No batting practice on the field. Jim Courtney picks up the bat, trying to stand it up on its knob end. Having some fun with Diego Davis and Josh Myers. I don't think he ever got it standing up on its own, but it was standing up when Myers went and grabbed it. No balls and a strike. Now they've got that out there on the scoreboard. Upton bends a breaking ball across the strike zone to make it 0-2. Pippins infield pulled in. We knew that we were going to get strikes out of Jackson Upton. The question was he going to get hit around, or was he going to get help from his defense? I'd say it's a mixed bag right now. 0-2 on the ground out towards short. It's past a diving stone and into left field. Corvallis leads at 1-0 on an RBI single by Josh Myers. Infield pulled in. That was a hot shot right to short. And if Stone was in his normal position, probably would have been a 6-3 ground out. But because he was in on the grass, didn't have quite as much time to react. That's an RBI single for Josh Myers. And by my count, that is his first hit as a Corvallis Knight. He played in his debut on Friday, was 0 for 3. Came in as a pinch hitter in the 6th inning last night, was 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. So Myers' batting average no longer 0 as the first pitch is swung on and popped very shallow out towards center field. Aoki drifting back, the second baseman, makes the catch. 2 down here in the second. Back to the top of the batting order for Corvallis. 1-0 lead now as Joey Morosco came across on the Josh Myers RBI single. Max Medina doubled to lead off this game. 1 run on 3 hits so far for Corvallis, 2 of them coming in this inning. They've got a double, a triple, and a single already. Hopefully that doesn't mean Medina is going to find the other side of the wall. First pitch high and away. Medina has 1 home run on the summer, but it was an inside the Parker. Came here at Goss. And it came against the Springfield Drifters on the 4th of July. 1-0 upstairs, 2 balls and no strikes from Upton. I remember seeing the post from Corvallis' social media team about the home run, and it said 275 feet was the distance of the home run. I thought, that can't be right. Mile high into right field, Miller settling under. He makes the adjustment, makes the catch, and the second inning is in the books. Corvallis gets on the board as they lead it by 1. 1 run on 2 hits. No errors and 1 man left on the base pads. After 2 innings of play, Corvallis leads at 1-0. This is Pippins baseball.
Okay, now fans, it's time for a game of Balance the Bat. We have Nat the Nut, Jackson, Jude, Isabel, and Will. The last man standing wins. On our marks, get set, go. What's your name? Jackson is our winner.
All right, fans, go ahead and take out those raffle tickets. We've got 5 more numbers up on the video board.
Welcome to the top of the 3rd inning here at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. Jackson Upton, Brennan Aoki, then back to the top of the Yakima Valley order with Tyson Miller. It'll be Jackson Upton, the pitcher, hitting here in the 3rd inning. Upton going to be the designated hitter once he is done on the mound, invoking the Shohei Ohtani rule today. Hopefully that's not for a couple more innings. Upton only at 36 pitches through 2 innings. Pippins would love a 4 to 5 inning outing from a starting pitcher, even if it's not a stereotypically starting pitcher in Jackson Upton. Focusing on Upton's bat, though, this is his 3rd season in the West Coast League. 2 seasons at Yakima Valley College. Was with Springfield in 2024, was with Ridgefield for 8 games in 2025, and the first pitch got a piece of him. Blake Sebastian plunks his pitching foe. Jackson Upton going to lead off the 3rd inning on base. That'll force Blake immediately to the stretch to face Brennan Aoki. I guess Jackson just didn't want me to talk about his hitting stats. We'll do that the next time he comes around. First pitch to Aoki, a called strike across the heart of the zone. 0-1. That was 87 miles an hour from Blake Sebastian. Aoki batting .240 with Yakima Valley. This is game number 9. 0-1 through the 5-6 hole and into left field. Back-to-back base runners for Yakima Valley. They've got their first hit of the ball game and their first scoring threat as Upton stands at second. Good to see Brennan Aoki pick up hit number 7 of the season. That is hit number 4 against Corvallis, and purely because this is game number 6, Aoki is playing against Corvallis. He joined for the weekend against the Knights up in Yakima. Now playing against the Knights here on their home turf. Back to the top of the order, Tyson Miller. Pippins need a win today to at least have a chance to stay alive later tonight. Tyson Miller dropping a bunt down up the third base line. Chun out from behind the backstop, throws onto first in time. 1 down, Tyson executes a successful sacrifice bunt. He almost beat it out for an infield single. But that gets 2 men in scoring position for Yakima Valley with only 1 out. Tommy Lamb, Diego Davis, Parker Burt due up. Coach Crestangel playing small ball here early on, only down by 1.
Tommy Lamb.
Good job by Tyson doing a job. Tommy Lamb lined out to left field back in the first inning. First pitch from Sebastian. Breaking ball just outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Tommy last night, a 2-hit affair. He was on base 3 times, reached on an error in the 3rd inning. Sebastian set at the belt, the 1-0. Tommy pounds it in the ground, out towards short. Morosco deep in the hole, only has 1 play on to first. He will get it, but Jackson Upton comes home to score, and the game is tied. RBI ground out for Tommy Lamb. Score at 6-3 in your scorebook, but give Tommy the run batted in. Upton helping himself, scoring the tying run. Brennan Aoki had to hold out at second, and it's 1 apiece here in Corvallis. Diego Davis drew a walk back in the 1st inning. First pitch bounces away from Dakota Chun. This goes all the way to the warning track on the backstop, but Sebastian covering the plate prevents Aoki from scoring. He does move up to 3rd, though, on the wild pitch. Let's see if Diego can find some green grass and get Yakima Valley in front. The Pippins have not led in this series. Came close in game 1. It was a 2-1 score after 2 innings. Corvallis will put up 3 in the 3rd in that game. 1-0 downstairs. 2 balls and no strikes from Blake Sebastian. The game between Walla Walla and Portland does not start until 7:05 p.m., a getaway day for Portland. 2-0 downstairs. Good block by Chun. 3 balls, no strikes. Walla Walla doing fireworks on their final night, and so Portland has to wait all day to play and then make the trip back to Portland tonight to play Yakima Valley tomorrow at Walker Stadium. 3-0. Diego taking a strike at the knees, 3-1. So unless we end up in a extremely marathon-type game, we should know our result before Portland's result is even close to being finalized. And if Yakima Valley can find a way to win, then the Sweets are our best friends tonight. 3-0, breaking ball outside, ball 4. Diego Davis takes his 2nd walk of the game. Runners are going to be at 1st and 3rd for Parker Burt. I'm going to say this probably 15 more times tonight as long as the score is close. Pippins win, they have a chance. Pippins lose, season in terms of postseason is over. 3 games left to play, all 3 of them in Portland starting tomorrow. First pitch to Parker Burt, finds the top of the strike zone, 0-1. Blake Sebastian facing some adversity here in the 3rd inning. Had a clean 2nd inning. Oh, 1. Breaking ball. This misses outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Parker reached on a fielder's choice back in the 1st inning. Yesterday was 0 for 4. Kind of an uncharacteristic day for Burt. He was 1 for 3 on Friday night. 1-1. This is pulled back into the zone by Chun. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Parker conversing with Jim Courtney on where it was. Parker playing first base today, but a catcher, he knows the strike zone pretty well. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Corvallis fans trying to rally behind Blake Sebastian. Here comes the pitch. It's high and away. 2-2. Tie ball game, 1 apiece. Pippins getting an RBI ground out by Tommy Lamb to score Jackson Upton. Upton will be back out on the hill in the bottom of the 3rd inning to face 2, 3, and 4 in the Corvallis order. 2-2 from Blake Sebastian. On the ground, out towards short. 1 big hop to Morosco. Across the diamond, he retires Parker Burt. Pippins tie the game. 1 run on 1 hit. There were no errors by Corvallis, and there were 2 runners left on base by the Yakima Valley Pippins. 1-1 going to the bottom of the 3rd. This is Pippins baseball.
Tonight's Benton County Schools Credit Union junior announcer is Oliver. Oliver's going to be calling the Knights up the bat this inning. Compliments of Benton County Schools Credit Union. Take it away, Oliver.
Bottom of the third inning here at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. Pippins and Knights knotted at 1 after 2.5 innings of play. Jackson Upton back out to work against Maverick Russell, Dakota Chun, and Ryan Severns. Upton, I was getting into his hitting numbers. Let's talk about his pitching numbers really quick. He has experience in the West Coast League on the Hill. He pitched in 10 games for the Springfield Drifters in 2024, went 0-1, 9 2/3 innings, gave up 4 walks, 5 strikeouts, 22 hits, and 19 earned runs. So a better year on the Hill for Jackson Upton to this point as he fires the first pitch upstairs to Maverick Russell to fall behind 1-0. This season for Yakima Valley, he got a start against the Northwest Star Nighthawks on the 1st of July. Went 3 innings, did not give up a run, only gave up 1 hit. Fastball inside Black, 1-1 to the lefty. He struck out 3 as well. Then he came in a mop-up situation against the Bend Elks, went 2/3 of an inning, gave up 1 hit, no runs, and walked 1. Pitched against the CCL, going 4 innings, giving up 3 runs in the process as Maverick Russell falls behind 1-2, taking a strike. And then Corvallis actually saw Jackson Upton on the 25th of July. He went 2 innings, giving up 7 hits and 4 runs. Jackson a little more success this time around against the Knights to this point. 1-2. Russell off the end of the bat, foul over on the left side into the vacant bleachers. Just based on the attendance numbers from the last 2 nights, I'm going to go out and throw 2,000 as the attendance for this afternoon's game. It's a nice day. It was 75 degrees at first pitch, but no fireworks, no big giveaway, just the last day of the year here in Corvallis. 1-2, breaking ball, high and away, 2 balls and 2 strikes. I'm a little surprised that the Knights don't draw more for the final regular season game. But then again, they are in the postseason for probably the umpteenth time. 2-2, back over the hill. Upton couldn't grab it, and it's into center field for a base hit. Maverick Russell, leadoff single here in the bottom of the third inning. Upton was maybe a ball's length away from getting leather on that. Here comes Dakota Chun. Chun walked back in the first inning, was left stranded. First pitch strike, top of the zone to Chun, 0-1. Corvallis also needs to win these next couple of days. They're 2 games out of first overall in the South. Locking up the number 1 or the number 2 seed is lucrative because you have home field advantage in that first weekend. This is a line drive jam shot down the left field line, and it's fair. All the way to the corner. Workman digs it out from the pole. Brook Knight giving the wave at third for Maverick Russell. The relay will not be made. RBI double for Dakota Chun. The Knights have retaken the lead. (2-1) Corvallis as the left-handed hitter Chun shot this down the left field line. Had a pitch inside. I don't know how he kept it fair, but he kept it right inside the bag, and Workman able to get to it, but not before the run comes home to score. Here's Ryan Severns. First pitch swinging, popping it up behind the dish. Davis chasing it to the Beaver logo on the warning track, makes the catch. One down here in the third inning on the pop out by Ryan Severns. Dakota Chun stays put at second base. Here's Zane Garvey. Garvey flew out to center field to end the first inning. So the Knights back in front. They've already got 5 hits tonight. That's a byproduct of Jackson Upton being in the strike zone. The Pippins offense going to have to come to play tonight. But to this point, Upton's done a great job. He induces a fly ball here on the first pitch out towards left. Workman, hat flies off, puts it in his glove. 2 down after back-to-back hits here in the bottom of the third inning. Zane Garvey's flown out twice. Here's Ethan Porter, drew a walk back in the second inning. Porter swinging a blue-barreled bat. Black handle, gray handle. Stands out against all of his orange and red accents for Oregon State and Corvallis. First pitch strike from Jackson Upton. My guess is as long as Jackson's throwing strikes, Pippins are going to keep him in the game until maybe the right arm falls off. 0-1, change up outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Yakima Valley, if the game is close, I asked Coach Crustangel what the move is going to be. He said likely Wyatt Robinson, 2 to 3 innings, depending on the score of the game, obviously. 1-1, a line drive down into center field for a base hit. Lamb comes up throwing, rounding third, and scoring is Dakota Chun. RBI single for Ethan Porter, just his second hit of the weekend, and it's 3-1 Corvallis. This was a stinger into center field. Porter picks up RBI number 2 of the weekend, hit number 2 as well. Joey Morosco had a triple back in the second inning. That came with 1 out. He scored Corvallis' first run. 3 hits in the inning here for the Knights. First pitch, Morosco ambushes, but it's foul. Down the left field line, and it clangs up against the clubhouse door down there on the left side. Max Workman will leave it for a Corvallis Knights reserve. 0-1 to Morosco. Pippins also have a new hurler down in their bullpen as the 0-1 misses upstairs. 1 ball and 1 strike. Riley Newman, coming down from Tacoma, attends Olympic College, is down in the bullpen for Yakima Valley. He is likely to be used at some point today. It's just, is he going to be first out of the bullpen, second out of the bullpen? Pitch upstairs. 2 balls and a strike. Coach Crustangel wants to reward Newman for making the trip all the way down here to Corvallis for this one game and let him pitch today. But he also doesn't want to waste an opportunity to use John Witt or Wyatt Robinson in a close game and say, well, we didn't use him at all this weekend. 2-1, drilled out towards deep center field. Lamb going back, still going back, adjusts, makes the catch over his shoulder, and the inning is over. 2 runs come in on 3 Corvallis Knights hits. There were no errors by Yakima Valley, and there was 1 runner left on base as we are through 3 here in Corvallis. The Knights lead it 3-1. We go to the 4th. This is Pippins Baseball.
All right, fans, we've got interns on top of the dugouts. It's time for you to stand up and join them to do the chicken dance.
Top of the fourth inning here at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field, one of the most storied ballparks in college baseball. Pippins trailing by 2, 3-1 the score in favor of the Knights. It's Yash Gupta, Brandon Stone, and Max Workman due up here. 5, 6, and 7 in the Pippins order. First pitch to Yash Gupta is over his head and all the way to the backstop from Blake Sebastian. 1 ball and no strikes. Goss Stadium been in continuous use in the same spot here on campus for the last 107 years. 1-0. Fastball downstairs, 2 balls and no strikes. Home plate has not moved, or at least the location of home plate has not moved in that time frame. 2-0, fastball up, 3-0. This place has obviously gotten a huge facelift, most of the work coming in 1999 when the Goss family donated around $2.3 million as the 3-0 pitch misses outside ball 4. Gupta aboard on a leadoff walk. The Goss family, $2.3 million to make this ballpark concrete, brick, and steel. And then additions came on during the 2010s when when Oregon State was coming off of the back-to-back College World Series championships in 2006 and 2007. Brandon Stone takes the first pitch breaking ball for a strike, 0-1. Pat Casey, longtime head coach here at Oregon State, has his own area of the ballpark named after him. His number 5 jersey is retired out on the right field wall. (1-0) downstairs, 1 ball and 1 strike. The ballpark in its original day, there was really nothing here on campus, and then slowly over time, buildings began to pop up, academic buildings, that is. Sometimes you see these fields get built and then athletic facilities get put around it. 1-1, fastball spike downstairs. Chun, good block. 2 balls and a strike. And it was right before the Goss donation in the 90s that there was some speculation that the ballpark would be bulldozed to make way for more academic buildings. The Gosses stepped in and said, no, the ballpark needs to stay. 2-1, breaking ball for a called strike, 2-2. And it's become one of the most intimate venues to watch a college baseball game at the Division I level. I mean, when you're sitting down in those seats, you are right on top of the action. 2-2. Sebastian bends a breaking ball upstairs. 3 balls and 2 strikes. I mean, I'm very used to Hawks Field, Haymarket Park in Lincoln. We have the berms out in the outfield. There's a lot more capacity. But even then, you're not quite as close to the action as here. Payoff, breaking ball upstairs, ball 4. Back-to-back walks issued by Blake Sebastian. That's been Sebastian's biggest problem, I would say, on the summer. He came into this game with 26 walks. He has issued 4 free passes tonight, also hit a batter, so I guess technically 5. 4 walks, 1 hit by pitch. Does have the high strikeout number, but allowing runners to get on, especially here with nobody out, creates a problem if you're Corvallis. Pippin's trying to take advantage. The tying run is over at first base. Max Workman takes a first pitch strike, a fastball at the knees. 0-1. I mean, there's so much history at this ballpark. You think about the names that have played for Oregon State, just to name a few: Jacoby Ellsbury, Travis Bazzana, Adley Rutschman. Most of them end up playing for the Corvallis Knights as well, as Workman sends a fastball out of play over on the right side, 0-2. But just the names that have passed through and played on this field. The infield turf came in 1999 when they did the first renovation, and then the outfield was turfed in 2015. It was grass up until that point. 0-2 from Sebastian. Workman got a piece to stay alive. Kind of interesting. You go from all natural to hybrid on the infield to all turf. It's a very well-maintained turf, though. You see some other turfs around the country just kind of poor to play on. Corvallis and Oregon State do a great job. 0-2, fastball outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. The right-hand batter's box is probably getting about due for an upgrade. Got to replace the pitching mound probably once a year with how much it gets used. 1-2, Workman fights it off inside, shoots it foul down the left field line. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. It's a little odd out there on the hill as well. You've got the base of the mound built into the turf, and then the top part, it's almost like a rug. You can pull it off and replace it with a fresh one. You can definitely see the wear and tear where the landing spot is, though, out there on the pitcher's mound. One-two pitch. Breaking ball upstairs. 2-2. Max Workman working along at bat here against Blake Sebastian. It's funny, though. You can actually see the line where some of the work has been done from the infield to the outfield. 2-2, hard on the ground out towards short. Morosco going to go to second base for 1. Rintz on to first, but he is late. Corvallis gets the middle runner. Brandon Stone is forced out 6-4. It'll be runners at first and third with 1 down for Jackson Upton. Workman reaching on the fielder's choice.
Number 51, Jackson Upton.
Upton hit by a pitch in the 3rd inning. He came around and scored Yakima Valley's only run to this point. There's a very obvious line in the turf, going back to my point. Is time going to be called here by Coach Crustangel? He's going to bring the offense together. Crusty likes to do this with less than 2 outs and multiple men on. So while he says his piece, I'll finish my thought. There's a dark to light green separation from where the edge of the infield at the back end towards the outfield is onto the warning track. And if you go stand out there, you can actually feel them. They're 2 different types of turf. From far away, the naked eye can't tell that, but they are 2 very similar but different types of turf, and they were laid at different times. And that's the result of the doing things in steps like they did here at Oregon State. Upton showing bunt, breaking ball inside after the visit, 1 ball and no strikes. There's also a couple of spots on the warning track where they obviously laid the warning track separately than the green that represents the grass. It's not just roll it out there and here's the entire turf. Upton showing bunt again. This time, did he offer? He pulled back. Perry Schofield says that was not a bunt attempt. Now Brook Knight immediately out of the dugout. 2 balls and no strikes is the score, or the count rather. It looked like Upton was reaching out for that with the barrel of the bat, and Brook Knight not going to be satisfied with the result here from the umpiring crew. Runners are at first and third. Perry Schofield, Jim Courtney getting an earful here from the dugout. Top step from Brook Knight. Now time going to be called. Jim Courtney putting his hand up saying that's enough. Mac the Knight is in the way of home plate for me, taking a picture with a young fan, but I could tell by his body language he was giving Brook Knight a warning, maybe a verbal warning, not necessarily an official warning. Upton definitely pulls back this time. The pitch is high and away, and the count now 3-0. Chance to load the bases if you're Yakima Valley with only 1 out. You would have Brennan Aoki due up next. Runners at the corners, the 3-0 pitch. Upton squaring. Upton pulls back. The pitch is inside, ball 4. 3rd walk issued here in the inning by Blake Sebastian. Pippins have him loaded. Is now Brook Knight going to make his way out to the hill to have a chat with Blake Sebastian. I haven't seen anybody warming up down in the Corvallis pen. This might be more of a visit for Brooke Knight to, 1, calm down his pitcher after 3 walks, and 2, get in the general vicinity of Perry Schofield out there in the B position. Well, there must have been somebody warming. Blake Sebastian is walking off the field. Brooke Knight has the baseball. He's also saying a few words for Perry Schofield, who continues to write down something in his book. And we have a pitching change. Corvallis, the first ones to their bullpen. The bases are loaded for Yakima Valley. 1 down here in the top of the 4th. We'll get you the information on the new pitcher when we come back. This is Pippins Baseball.
And check out their selection of Ford, Ram, Dodge, Jeep, and Chrysler vehicles. New pitcher for the Knights from the University of Oregon, number 14, Cooper Markham. Fans, we have a very special birthday in the ballpark tomorrow. The voice of the Knights, Mike Parker. Happy birthday, Mike.
New arm into the game for the Corvallis Knights. This is number 14, Cooper Markham from the University of Oregon. This is game number 9 for Markham with the Knights. 12 1/3 innings, 2.19 ERA, 23 strikeouts, 13 walks. Opponents hitting only 119 off of Markham. Bases loaded. Brennan Aoki takes a first pitch for a strike at the top of the zone. 0-1. Blake Sebastian throws 68 bullets. He is responsible for all 3 men on base. Markham trying to shut down Yakima Valley's rally, trying to tie or take the lead. 0-1, fastball downstairs, 1 ball and 1 strike. Markham last worked for Corvallis back on the 28th against Ridgefield, going an inning, walking 1, striking out 2. 1-1, cut and a miss. Late on it is Aoki. Markham with 93 miles an hour in the tank out of that right arm. Glove resting against his chest right now, receiving the sign. Now he comes set with it in front of the letters. The 1-2 pitch from Markham, late on a fastball. Aoki, he strikes out swinging. 2 down here in the top of the 4th. Sebastian topped out at 90. Markham pumping in 93. That's a bigger difference than you think.
Right fielder, number 3,
Tyson Miller, the top of the order for Yakima Valley, going to have to adjust to a little bit more velocity. We're now into the contest, 6:09 p.m., started at 5:05. Bases full of Pippins. First pitch to Tyson is a strike right over the heart of the plate at 93 miles an hour. Markham listed at 6'3", 230 from Newman-Claw, Washington, attending the University of Oregon. 0-1, fastball high and away. So Brooke Knight, the luxury of going from a Division I pitcher in the Big Ten in Blake Sebastian to a Division I pitcher in the Big Ten in Cooper Markham. One from Markham. Fastball in, 2 balls and a strike. Yash Gupta leads the way at third. Max Workman stands at second. Jackson Upton, after drawing a walk, is at first. Pippin's pitcher standing in shade over there at first as the Omaha room has cast a shadow. 2-1 on the ground out towards second. Reentz shovels it on to second. Morosco covering, and the Pippins fail to cash in the 3 base runners. No runs. There were no hits either. No errors by Corvallis, and 3 for Yakima Valley left on base. To the bottom of the 4th we go. Corvallis leads it 3-1. This is Pippins Baseball.
On the TNT Builders party deck, we have Les Schwab Tires. In the Hotel Corvallis Omaha room, Billy Scott Land and Home Team. And on the Fitzpatrick Party patio, we have Udell. Thank you all for having your groups with us this evening. Fans, get out your raffle tickets. We have 5 more numbers up on the video board. Check your tickets to see if you're a winner. If your number matches, head on down to the team store just outside the main gates to claim your prize. New pitcher for the Pippins is number 19, Wyatt Robinson.
Bottom of the 4th inning here at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. New pitcher into the game for the Yakima Valley Pippins. A little surprised that Upton gets the yank here at the bottom of the 4th. Only 53 pitches to his name, but Wyatt Robinson enters. And he will face Josh Myers to start off. First offering, high and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Wyatt from Roy, Washington. So Upton's final line, 3 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, 1 walk, no strikeouts, 53 pitches. 1-0 and a line drive down the left field line in there for a base hit. Turning around first, on to second goes Josh Myers. He'll be in without a throw. Leadoff double to greet Wyatt Robinson to this game. Myers halfway to the cycle, a single in the second, a double here in the 4th. That'll bring up Berkeley Reintz. I would have come back and introduced Wyatt a little bit better at the start of the inning, but I went across the way to the other side of the press box and let the official scorer know that the Pippins are doing the Shohei Ohtani rule, and Jackson Upton's going to remain in the game as the designated hitter. First pitch from Wyatt, in there for a strike, 0-1. Upton in the scoring app, it said that Wyatt was in for Jackson. There were still only 9 batters, though. And so I made sure that they got that in there correctly. Otherwise, it was going to be a pain in the butt when we got back to the 8-hole for Yakima Valley. Fastball upstairs, 1-1 to Berkeley Reintz. Popped out to second base back in the 2nd inning. Wanted to make sure we got ahead of any issues later on down the line. I think they've got it in there correctly now. Bunt shown, fastball outside from Wyatt, 2-1. But this is where Coach Crustangel was debating. I asked him when we got to the ballpark, I said, so what's the plan? He really wanted to use Robinson and John Witt today, depending on if the score was close. He taking advantage of a 3-1 game here to bring in Wyatt, let him work 2, maybe 3 innings, as long as he's in the zone. 2-1, bunt drop down. Parker crashing. Parker going to go to third, and they will not have a play, as sliding in safely is Josh Myers. So Berkeley Reentz reaches on a fielder's choice. Parker was crashing towards the plate, and so all of his momentum was going towards third. And Burt, not a usual first baseman for Yakima Valley. There's another one of those sack bunt fielder's choices that Corvallis has reached base on. Reentz was trying to sacrifice himself and get the man onto third, but he ends up safe over there at first. First pitch fastball high and tight to Max Medina. And this is the one thing you get scared of if you bring in Wyatt. Flamethrower does have an issue with walks early in innings, but if he can lock in, he's nearly unhittable. 1-0, fastball outside. 2 balls and no strikes. So we'll see how Wyatt fares here as Ethan Salscheider going to head out to the hill and have a chat with his right-hander. Max Medina standing in. He's 1 for 2 today in a 2-0 count. Robinson, 19 innings of work with Yakima Valley. This is game number 16. 35 strikeouts, 21 walks. Very quick visit from Salsa. 2 balls and no strikes as everybody returns to their spot. And I know what Coach Krusty was getting at when he brings in Robinson here. Perry Schofield calling time, Wyatt stepping off, everybody getting settled again. The PA had one more word. First pitch after the visit, the 2-0 on the way. Fastball misses outside. 3 balls, no strikes. Do you potentially risk it with Upton and go one more inning even though he has a low pitch count and maybe the doors come off, or do you just get him out when you do? Taking off from first, the runner won't matter as the pitch is high, ball 4. Max Medina trots down to first. Reentz stands at second. Josh Myers at third. Nobody out for Maverick Russell.
Now batting from UC Santa Barbara, first baseman number 20, Maverick Russell.
Unless Wyatt can find a couple of outs without these runs coming across. Hindsight's 20/20 on the Upton early exit. First pitch fastball upstairs. 1-0 from Wyatt. Last time out for Robinson. First the 1-0 down the left field line. This is a foul ball. That was near disaster. Maverick Russell just a touch too late on it. Robinson's last outing was against the Springfield Drifters on the 29th. Went 2 1/3 innings, no runs, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, no hits as well. Wyatt looking for more of that. 1-1 pitch. Fastball in across the knees to the left-handed hitting Maverick Russell. 2 balls and a strike. Dangerous waters here for Yakima Valley. A loss today, and postseason hope is crushed. 2-1. There's a fastball hard of the zone. 2-2. The flame's still burning, but the candle is about down to its end. Two balls and 2 strikes, bases loaded. High pressure pitch with nobody out. Line drive over the infield, down into left for a base hit. Windmills on for the middle runner, Berkeley Reentz. Race to the third base bag, nobody was covering in the process. Medina moves up to third, Russell moves up to second. Still nobody out. The Knights now lead it 5-1. We'll see if that's a double or a single and a throw. Either way, it's a 2 RBI hit for Maverick Russell. Corvallis now leading it by 4.
Catcher number 17, Dakota Chun.
They go single and then advance to second on the throw. Myers and Reentz score. Now the first pitch is nowhere close to Dakota Chun. Action has begun down in Yakima Valley's bullpen. I see motion through the chicken wire down there on the left field wall. (1-0), foul tipped and caught. 1 ball and 1 strike. Chun was trying to take that one over the right field wall towards the scoreboard. Again, hindsight 2020 on Upton's departure from this game, but Wyatt Robinson, not the Wyatt from the Springfield series. Ground ball through the middle, sneaks in to center for a base hit. 2 more runs are going to come home to score. Dakota Chun makes it 7-1 Corvallis. There's still nobody out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Now that move by Coach Crustangel looks foolish. Again, hindsight 2020, but 4 runs, 3 hits, nobody out yet here in the bottom of the 4th inning. First pitch, top of the zone strike to Ryan Severns. All of this being tagged to Wyatt Robinson. The only unfortunate thing, Jackson Upton still in line for the loss. He gave up the 3 early runs. So unless the Pippins can tie or take the lead, he's going to take the loss in his win-loss column. Pitch misses outside 1-1. Whereas Robinson really has been the one that has struggled to this point on the hill. (1-1), fastball misses downstairs. 2 balls and a strike. Getting closer to that hour-and-a-half mark in this game. The 2-1. Shot off the end of the bat, foul over on the right side. Bounces up against the Omaha room. 2-2. I think if Wyatt can get an out here, that settles him down a little bit. Man at first is Dakota Chun. (2-2). Breaking ball outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. I got the chance to talk to Wyatt Robinson after that Springfield game because of how well he pitched, and he was really excited. He got 2 strikeouts on his slider, which has not really been his strikeout pitch. It's been the keep guys off tempo pitch. Chun takes off. 3-2. Shot through the right side underneath the legs of Chun and into right field. It's going to be 1st and 3rd as Chun makes his way 90 feet away from home. A 4th hit here in the inning by Ryan Severns this time. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the 4th. Chun just about wore that one on the ankles. Here's Zane Garvey. Coach Crustangel bobbing his knee on the top step of the dugout. Diego Davis is going to go out and talk with Wyatt Robinson. This has been the complete opposite of what you wanted, bringing in Wyatt in a 2-run game. The score entering the bottom of the fourth inning was 3-1 Corvallis. Jackson Upton exited the game after 53 pitches, 6 hits, 1 walk, no strikeouts, 3 runs. He had just gotten out of a jam in the third inning, gave up 2 runs, but could have been a lot worse. It was two hits to lead it off. After Diego returns to the crouch, Coach Crustangel makes his way out to the hill. Pippins have had a man warming. We'll see who it is when he enters. Wyatt Robinson comes into the game, does not record an out. 2 men on the base pads, gives up 4 hits. And he will exit to the dugout. 7-1 the score. We'll meet the new Pippins pitcher when we come back. This is Pippins Baseball.
The new pitcher for the Pippins, number 35, Riley Newman.
Welcome back to Goss. Bottom of the fourth inning, still nobody out. 4 runs are home, and Riley Newman from Olympic College is making his debut at the Yakima Valley Pippins. 6'1", 185 from Tacoma, Washington. With the Olympic College Rangers, he was 1-3 in 13 games, including 4 starts. He pitched in 34 innings with a ERA of 10.06. His K/9 was 5.56, and he inherits a mess from Wyatt Robinson. A couple of singles are standing on the corners. And Newman about to throw his first pitch as the Yakima Valley Pippin. It misses high and away. Ball 1. Newman donning Dan Bradley's number 35 tonight. Newman coming down from Tacoma. Pippins did not have an extra uniform on the road. He was kind of added right when we got here. Bouncing ball towards first, foul. 1-1. And so Newman going to be tasked with probably 2 to 3 innings. Wonder how stretched out his arm is. I couldn't find much about other summer experience for Newman here in 2026. So how long can he give us? 1-1, runner takes off at first. It's a line drive off the top of Parker's glove and dying into right field. Scoring is the lead man, Dakota Chun. On to third, Ryan Severns. It's a 4th straight hit for Corvallis. Parker asked Ethan Salscheider before the game to hit him a lot of hard ground balls and some line drives, and he looked pretty good doing it. That one, I think he just misjudged how high it was. It went right off the top of the leather.
Left fielder, number 27,
Ethan Porter, the 8th man to hit here in the 4th inning. There's still nobody out for Corvallis. They've scored 5 runs. First pitch breaking ball. This is downstairs. Zarvey had a big break, but he stays at first. 1-0. That's not the nicest way to start if you're Newman, but then again, you inherit a really tough situation. Runners at the corners, nobody out. Trying to at least get through the 4th. Popped up. Shallow center field. Tommy coming in. Stone and Aoki going back. Nobody's going to get there as it bounces over top of Aoki. It's a 5th straight single. It's a 6th run in the inning, and the 9th man to hit in the inning will come up with nobody out. Ryan Severance crosses the plate. This was in no man's land out there in center field.
Shortstop number 7, Joey Morosco.
Here's Joey Morosco. 6 hits in the inning, 6 runs as well, nobody out. Those 2 runs that have scored so far belong to Wyatt Robinson. First pitch, line drive, foul ball. Jim Courtney says that one was on the wrong side of the left field line. Max Workman goes and tracks it down anyway. He still hasn't reemerged from his defensive position. There he is. He's hiding in the corner when he's over there retrieving those foul balls. The grandstand blocks the left field pole for me. The count 0-1. Runners are at first and second. Newman just looking for an out. Oh, 1 delivery. Pitch misses upstairs to Morosco. 1-1. So Corvallis, barring a triple play, is going to bat around. They batted around last night. They did not bat around on Friday night, but the final 2 games up in Yakima, they batted around. Deep fly ball out towards left center field. Tommy tracking it back, makes the catch, reaching up with one hand. Tagging at second, moving up to third is Zane Garvey. A very important first out is on the board here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Here's Josh Myers for the second time here in this 4th inning. Myers got the party started here in the 4th with a double. First pitch, Newman gets a strike at the top of the zone, 0-1. We'll see if Riley sticks with the team through Portland. I know Yakima Valley is planning on picking up one more arm, and he will be available for all 3 games at Walker Stadium starting tomorrow. 0-1, check swing, pitch downstairs. He did not go around. Josh Myers able to keep the bat back. This inning kind of reminds me of that 8th inning down in Walla Walla, what feels like an eon ago, where the Pippins gave up 13 runs. We're not that dramatic yet. It's only 6, but this game was 3-1 entering this inning. Fastball high and tight, 1 ball and 1 strike. Corvallis batted around twice in the second game of the series up in Yakima. They batted around in the 1st inning. They batted around in the 3rd inning. That was a messy scorebook. This one messy as well. 2-1 to Josh Myers. Popped up over the McGrath family press box and out of play. 2-2. This game was cruising right along up until this 4th inning, and now Corvallis has put up a big number. Two from Newman. Breaking ball, down and away. Diego Davis nods his approval. That's where he wanted it. Trying to induce a swing and a miss from Josh Myers. The count now full. Runners at first and third. Ethan Porter's the man at first. We'll see if he goes in motion. Payoff pitch, there he goes. Tapper out towards third. Gupta running in, bobbles, falls down. Everybody's safe. Yash trips over himself. A 7th run crosses the plate, Zane Garvey. Corvallis padding the lead. That's likely an E5 on Yash. 10-1 the score.
Second baseman, number 5, Berkeley Ritz.
Ethan Porter stands at second. First pitch to Berkeley Rentz, taken for a strike. You can give Josh Myers the RBI. That ground ball, even if it would have been out number 2, would have scored the runner anyway. (0-1) sent high out towards the second base position. Caught by Aoki out there, and 2 are down. That ball fooled me off the bat. I thought it was way out towards Tyson. Instead, it's a P4. 2 down here in the 4th inning. We're back to the top of the Corvallis order, Max Medina. So even though you give Josh Myers an RBI on the error, Zane Garvey scores unearned. That doesn't quite make sense, but that's how it's in there. First pitch high and away to Medina, 1-0. 10 runs on 12 hits. No errors for Corvallis. 1-1-1 across those 3 categories for Yakima Valley. 1-0 drilled between first and second and into right field. Ethan Porter getting the wave at third. The throw's going to go into second, stumbling too far off and getting back safely despite the tag by Stone is the middleman, Josh Myers. It's an RBI single for Max Medina. Corvallis leads it by 10. Pippins had a chance for an out there at second, but Myers is able to scramble his way back to the second base bag. Good awareness by Tyson to throw that into second base. 11-1 the score. That's 10 runs in the inning now for the Knights. That can't be right. Nope, that's an 8. My bad. I was relying on the scoreboard out there and right. That's an 8. I was like, as soon as I said 10, I was like, that math doesn't make sense. It was a 2-run game when we came into the inning. First pitch in tight to Maverick Russell. Russell, 2 for 3 today. 2 singles, 2 RBI, a fly out to left back in the first inning. (1-0) from Newman. Strike, top of the zone, 1-1. Again, hindsight 2020, but that Upton early pull seems to be biting Yakima Valley right now. This is a pinch hitter at the plate, taking strike 2, Aiden Hazen. So Russell ends his day 2 for 3. Hazen coming in as a replacement in the batter's box. We saw this late in the game yesterday after Corvallis took a commanding lead. Hazen off the end of the bat out towards right field. Tyson chasing towards the line, laying out, diving, make the grab. Fair territory, out number 3. A web gem by Tyson Miller gets some sympathy and some pity claps, but also some real claps as well from these Corvallis fans. We go to the 5th inning. Corvallis scores 8 times in the bottom of the 4th. It's 11-1 here at Goss.
Okay, Knight fans, it's time for Bubble Jam. On first base, we have our intern Sierra, and on third base, we have her brother Skylar. Are we ready? On our marks, get set, go! the tricks of the trade. I don't think that's a fair win. Thanks for playing trouble.
All right, fans, go ahead and pull out those raffle tickets. Check your numbers to the one up on the board. If you have a match or a winner, head to the Corvallis Custom Team store outside the main gates to claim your prize. Leading off the fifth inning for the Pippins, center fielder number 8, Tommy Lamb.
Top of the fifth here in Corvallis, Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. 2, 3, and 4 due up for Yakima Valley. Tommy Lamb, Diego Davis, and Parker Bird. It's been a long time since Cooper Markham's thrown his last in-game pitch. He throws one high and away that Tommy checks his swing on for ball 1. Well, Yakima Valley's got work to do. Need to score at least 10 runs to tie this game. Pretty simple. Lose and the postseason flame is blown out. 1-0. Lamb takes one upstairs. 2 balls and no strikes. The Portland Pickles, Walla Walla Sweets game is going to start here in about 20 minutes. But unless Yakima Valley wins tonight, it really doesn't matter. Ground ball over towards third. Up with it and across is Garvey to the new first baseman, Aiden Hazen. 1 down here in the fifth. So Maverick Russell gets to sit the rest of the night, as will probably a lot of these Corvallis Knights once they come up to bat the next time. I'm sure we'll see the 3 or 4 remaining bench players for Brook Knight come into this game. 10-run lead here in the fifth inning. Why not rest your starters with 3 games left and a chance for first place in the postseason on the line? First pitch fouled out of play by Diego Davis. Davis has walked twice.
For replacement glass or new windows in your home, call Smith Glass. Smith Glass in Corvallis and Albany, on the cutting edge since 1945.
0-1 upstairs, 1-1. Even if Yakima Valley were to lose tonight and Portland were to lose, the series in Portland means nothing because the Pickles will be way in front of the Pippins. Check swing, ground ball over to first. Diego Davis out number 2 on a 3 unassisted. Portland will still need to win one of those games against Yakima Valley because Springfield sits a game ahead of Yakima Valley. They sit 3 games back of Portland. And so if the Drifters win and Portland loses, or even if Portland wins, if the Drifters win, the Drifters are not eliminated. If Portland loses, that helps Springfield. They have to win as well. If they lose, they're in kind of a same boat. Parker swings and fouls this back to the backstop, and then his bat goes into the net on top of the Corvallis dugout. I thought he broke it for a moment. Bryce Hill tosses this down onto the feet of Parker Burt. Some extra sticky coming in from the Yakima Valley dugout. Man, Parker can't seem to get a grip on his stick recently. That's not a problem a baseball player wants to have. Francisco Lopez receiving the sticky stuff and taking a whiff on his way down to the dugout. A 1 misses, 1 ball and 1 strike. Can't help but notice looking down in the dugout, Ethan Salscheider sitting clear on the end away from all the players. 1-1 fouled behind the press box. It's a 1-2. It's been a rough week or two for Salsa as the pitching coach. It seems like all of these results are on the back end of a few pitching outings that you'd rather not have. 1-2. Parker went around on a pitch downstairs. That is strike 3 swinging. A 1-2-3 frame pitched by Cooper Markham, and we're halfway home here at Goss. Corvallis leads at 11-1. You're listening to Pippins Baseball.
All right, fans, it's time for Corvallis Custom T-shirt toss. In terms of around the golf course, you gotta get up, be loud, be seen to get yourself some new swag.
Bottom of the 5th inning here at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. That was an uneventful T-shirt toss. They couldn't find the T-shirts. Mac the Knight was standing on the top step going, "Don't yell at me. I don't have any." And it's the last home game of 2026 in the regular season for Corvallis, so maybe they're waiting on playoff-specific shirts. I don't know. Riley Newman threw 22 pitches to get 3 outs in the 4th inning after Wyatt Robinson failed to get an out as the first pitch misses high, ball 1 to Dakota Chun. Chun, 2 for 2, single double walk, wave and a miss on a changeup. It's 1-1. Riley Newman, fresh to the Pippins, probably going to be asked to eat 1 or 2 more innings. Yakima Valley hoping to get back offensively into this game. Otherwise, the hope for the postseason is over. 1-1 outside, or called a strike rather by Jim Courtney. It's 1-2. That's a surprise. Wave and a miss. Strike 3. Good start to the 5th inning for Riley Newman. 1 up, 1 down here in the 5th. Ryan Severns up to hit next. So no more substitutions yet for Brook Knight. Zane Garvey is standing on deck. But I'm sure that will change as the game goes along. He only has probably 5 guys on the bench. First pitch misses upstairs to Severns. So it's not do or die. Of course, Yakima Valley, only 2 guys on the bench. 1-0. There's a strike on the outer half. 1-1. Cole French and Hudson Freeze are the 2 right-handers in reserve for Yakima Valley to go along with the rest of the pitching staff. 1-1. Breaking ball spins high. Diego Davis able to stab it. 2 balls and a strike. Pippins in a giant hole here, down by 10. The 2-1 misses high. 3 balls and a strike to Ryan Severns. Three-1. Misses with a fastball upstairs, ball 4. Zane Garvey, 1 for 3 today for Corvallis. He digs in with 1 out and 1 on. Let's get a recap of the scores today in the West Coast League. A lot of teams final. There were a lot of early games today in preparation for travel for tomorrow, especially in the north. All 4 north matchups are over as Garvey lines one into right field down for a hit. Rounding second on his way to third is Ryan Severns. Tyson gets it in quickly. Runners at the corners, 1 down on the second hit of the day by Zane Garvey. Ethan Porter, 2 for 2 today with 2 RBI with a chance for a third. Wenatchee was in Kamloops today. They took down the North Paws 5-1 to clinch the #1 overall seed. Nanaimo victorious over Port Angeles today at home, 8-0. Kelowna beating Edmonton 10-8. That's a big win for the Falcons. That ties them with Edmonton. First pitch to Porter inside. Bellingham takes down Victoria. They locked up the 2 seed with Wenatchee locking up the 1 seed. 5-0 the score there in Victoria. So the Harbor Cats now 26-25. Wave and a miss on an inside pitch by Porter. Nanaimo is 28-23. Edmonton and Kelowna 27-24. So Nanaimo currently in third, and then a tie for fourth with Edmonton and Kelowna. Victoria sitting 1 game out right now. 1-1, another inside handcuffing pitch. It's 1-2 on the swing and the miss. That north race is probably going to come down to the final day. It's crazy how close the North Division is. 1-2 breaking ball. Good smother by Diego Davis, down and away, 2-2. South action, top of the 7th inning in Springfield. The Ridgefield Raptors currently lead at 11-10. The Drifters really need to win that game. Springfield came into today 3 games back of Portland with 4 left to play. If they lose and Portland wins, they are out. Ground ball out toward short. Stone to second, on to first. Safe. Ethan Porter legs out a fielder's choice. Coming home to score, Ryan Severns. Pippins do get the second out of the inning. Zane Garvey, 6-4. So Porter does pick up that 3rd run batted in. Here's Joey Morosco. The Knights now leading 12-1. First pitch upstairs. The other South game other than ours that is in progress right now, Bend and Marion, 2 teams that are eliminated from postseason contention. Marion currently leads at 7-6 in the top of the 5th. 1-0, fouled off the end of the bat. It's 1-1. Portland and Walla Walla about to get started. It's a 7:05 first pitch down there at Borleski Stadium. The result of that game could make or break 2 teams' nights tonight. A Portland win and a Springfield loss, and all of a sudden Springfield 4 games back with only 3 to play. They'd be eliminated. Yakima Valley on the verge of being eliminated in the next 4 innings or so. Wave and a miss by Morosco. It's 1-2. How very important it is to win down the stretch. Yakima Valley won a lot early in both the first half and the second half, but the back half of both halves, I guess the second and the third quarter, if you want to call it that, have not been very successful. 1-2, breaking ball bounces away from Diego Davis. Moving up to second base is Ethan Porter. Wild pitch from Riley Newman. Man in scoring position. 2-2 count with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th to Morosco. Ridgefield is in. Walla Walla is in. Corvallis is in the South. 1 spot left. Could be decided tonight. 2-2 popped up on the infield left side. Stone circling, squaring, making the catch in the outfield grass. And the bottom of the fifth is in the books. Corvallis puts on another run. It's 12-1 as they score once on one hit. There were no errors, and there was one man left on base. To the sixth inning we go. 12-1 Corvallis. This is Pippins Baseball.
I'm over here in section F with Grant to play Beat the Night. Are we ready, Grant?
I'm ready.
All right, Tom, what's our secret category? Active MLB players. You've got 20 seconds as soon as it says go.
Andy Rutschman, Travis Gazana, Stephen Kwan, Matt Boyd, Wade Meckler, Nick Madrigal, Gunnar Henderson, Mike Trout, Bryce Harper, Drew Rasmussen, Pat Bailey, Paul Skeens.
12. Okay, what does our night have?
Aaron Judge, Spencer Jones, Bellinger, Jacob Mizrowski, Aroldis Chapman, Mason Miller, Didi Gregorius, maybe, Anthony Volpe.
Grant is our winner, and thank you for playing Beat the Night, and thank you to Benson Interiors for sponsoring the game.
New pitcher for the Knights from Seattle, number 26, James Colella.
Top six here at Corvallis, Goss Stadium, Coleman Field. Yash Gupta, Brandon Stone, Max Workman to face James Colella. Another chance for the Southpaw to get some work in a blowout game. He has not had success the last 4 times as his first pitch misses way high and away. Ball number 1. Jim Courtney making sure Colella is finding a stopping point with nobody on as he goes from the full windup. The 1-0 is spiked in the dirt. 2 balls and no strikes, and I can't help but laugh at myself. This is the 4th time Colella is pitching against the Pippins in a blowout game, and although 2 pitches in, neither of them have been close. Time going to be called. Jim Courtney, I think, is talking to Colella about how he is going out of the windup. He's used a disengagement here, according to the home plate umpire. Now, Brooke Knight is going to go talk with Jim Courtney about why that disengagement's been used. Colella on the season for Corvallis, 6 games, 2 1/3 innings, 9 walks, 3 strikeouts, 8 earned runs, a 30.86 ERA. In his last 4 outings, he has recorded 1 out. He has walked 6. He has given up 4 runs, all 4 of those runs to the Pippins. This is ball 4. Now, I guess that disengagement would have been the second because Colella got his warning. It might have been the engagement rule. So only 3 pitches thrown, but it was a 3-0 count. So Gupta is on for the second time with a walk. Poor James Colella against Yakima Valley. He fires a swing and a miss fastball down the middle from Brandon Stone to get ahead 0-1. Brooke Knight's been throwing him out there, trying to get him some confidence, get him some outs, and to this point, no results. Spikes this one behind Brandon Stone into the left hand or the right hand batter's box rather. Moving up to second is Yash Gupta. This might be another very short leash for James Colella. He's listed as a 2-way player. Colella, man, oh man, what else can you say about him? 1-1. This breaking ball gets away from Chun. This will move Gupta on to third. I don't know if that was a cross-up or, yeah, Chun saying that Colella misread the sign. That was actually called a strike according to the scoreboard out there. Or no, it wasn't. First pitch was a strike. My bad. That might have been a passed ball, though. Let's check the scoring app. Yep. PB to move Gupta on to third. Now it's a 2-1 count here to Brandon Stone. Fastball popped up on the infield. Morosco and Garvey. Garvey, the third baseman, takes charge, and there's one out here in the sixth. That's only the second out that Colella has gotten in his last 4 times on the hill. Here's Max Workman. Sources told me he heads to Seattle U for school. Yeah, Seattle U, a freshman with the Red Hawks. He fires a strike at the bottom of the zone to get ahead 0-1 to Max Workman. He has been wearing, when he's not in uniform, a big brace on his knee. 0-1, high and away, 1 ball and 1 strike. Like you would see if someone was recovering from an ACL injury. So I wonder if Colella had a knee injury prior to the summer. He's back to enough where he can pitch, but I would think if you're recovering from that, you wouldn't want to play summer ball because that's a lot of stress to put on a new knee. Breaking ball downstairs. Workman able to check his swing. It's 2-1. And now Colella walking circles around the mound. I think he can sense that this is going to be a short night for him. There were bodies up and moving in the bullpen for Corvallis, as there have been the last 3 times Colella's come in. He spikes a fastball to make it 3-1. Good block by Chun to prevent the run from scoring. Man, I don't know what Brook Knight, what else he can do. He's bringing him in situations where he just needs to throw strikes, and he has failed at that task, and now he just balked. He started to come set. He put his glove on his hip, and he allows Yash Gupta to come home and score on the balk. That was a clear and obvious one as well. That wasn't a slight twitch. Pippins are back on the board. It's 12-2. 3-1 count here to Workman. Fouls it into the netting. It's 3-2. Jackson Upton in the on-deck circle waiting to hit for the 3rd time. He has been out of the game as the pitcher, but Pippins invoking the Shohei Ohtani rule. Upton pitching and then moving to the designated hitter spot when he was done on the hill. Payoff off the end of the bat, foul on the right side. We'll do it again at 3-2. So another run comes across for James Colella. His ERA has got to be up to 45 by now. Payoff. Wave and a miss. Strike 3. 2 down for James Colella. That is the first strikeout since the 14th of July against a non-league opponent, Gunderson Baseball. He's trying to work through his first full inning of work since that same day, the 14th of July, against a non-league opponent. First pitch strike to Jackson Upton. I can see the boys down in the dugout for Corvallis. They're giddy with excitement if Colella can make it through a full inning. This breaking ball just downstairs, 1-1. I don't know how much Brook Knight would be giddy with excitement at this, but his teammates sure are going to have some fun. Breaking ball cut on and missed downstairs, 1-2 to Jackson Upton. Out of the windup, the 1-2 from Colella. Fastball downstairs, 2-2. And you can't blame Brook Knight for bringing Colella in as many times as he has. Blowout games, 12-1. Last time it was, I think it was 11-4. Breaking ball upstairs. The count's now full, 3-2. Let's see if he can work a full inning here against the Pippins on a Sunday. Payoff. Inside, ball 4. Upton has reached on 3 free passes, a hit by pitch and 2 walks. That'll bring up Brennan Aoki. He's 1 for 2 today. First pitch, breaking ball, bounces in. 1 ball, no strikes. Got to figure Brook Knight's probably going to leave Colella in as long as this game doesn't get within striking distance. 1-0, high and away, 2 balls, no strikes. I would say it's a confidence outing, but he has given up a run on a wild pitch, a passed ball, and a balk. I don't know how much confidence that builds. 2-0, heart of the plate strike, 2-1. Two-one breaking ball, high and tight. 3 balls and a strike. Brook Knight standing on the top step of the dugout. Here's the 3-1. Ball 4 to Brennan Aoki. Here comes Brook Knight. James Colella will not get through a full inning. He does get 2 outs. That's progress. But another pretty upsetting outing if you're Brook Knight and the Corvallis Knights. Well, patting Colella on the back here, maybe not making the move just yet. The entire infield is gathered up on the hill. Home plate umpire Jim Courtney out to break it up. Oh, Colella's going to stay in. Had to have been one of those conversations like, kid, it's a 10-run game. Throw it over the middle.
Now at the plate, right fielder number 3, Tyson Miller.
Tyson Miller, the only left-handed bat that Colella is going to face. Lefty on lefty. First pitch, fastball upstairs, 1-0. I know Brook's a personable guy, and I know he's probably not going to rip into Colella for being where he's at. I'm sure it's a struggle to recover after an injury like he's had. I don't know exactly what injury it was. 1-0, bends in for a strike, 1-1, but there's got to be a little bit of Brook Knight deep down that's like, man, this is tough to bring him in. 1-1, breaking ball, down and away. 2 balls and a strike. Mac the Knight has been joined by a friend up on the top step, and so they're obscuring the view of home plate. See if we can contort around this. Down in front, please. 2-1, tap foul off of the plate and over towards the Pippins dugout. 2-2. Yeah, they're just hanging out there. Two, breaking ball cut on and missed. Colella strutting off the hill. I don't know how much strut you should be allowed to have with the seasons he's having, but good to see him get through a full inning. Pippins get 1 run on no hits. There were no errors, and there were 2 runners left on base. Bottom 6 is next. Corvallis leads it 12-2.
Outside the main gates and pick up your prize.
Hey fans, Amy
Bonnie here from 106.3 Clue FM, playing the most rock in the valley. Text your song request anytime to 541-926-1818. And now, coming your way, it's the 6th inning song presented by Clue.
Now pitching to the Pippins, number 11, John Witt.
Bottom of the 6th inning here at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. John Witt enters for the Pippins, right-hander from Arkansas Tech. Game number 21 for John. 6.55 ERA, 22 innings, 19 strikeouts, 13 walks. Opponents hitting .258 off of John Witt. Yakima Valley's normal closer coming in here for probably a 1-2 inning outing in a 12-2 ball game. First pitch is laced into left field, down for a hit. One bounce into the hands of Max Workman. Josh Myers, 3 hits today. He's been on all 4 times. That'll bring up Berkeley Rentz. Rentz popped out to second base twice. He reached on a sacrifice bunt, fielder's choice, and would later come around to score in the big 8-run inning in the 4th by the Knights. First pitch, a strike from John Witt. Coach Crestangel told me before the game he wanted to try to get John and Wyatt Robinson some work today. He was hoping it'd be in a little bit closer of a game instead of 12-2, but Pippin's going to use these arms here in a blowout so that they can use them one more time this summer. 1-1 now the count after Witt misses. Berkeley Rentz from George Fox. One downstairs. 2 balls and 1 strike. Diego Davis ditched the mask, and it almost landed right in Jim Courtney's lap. Two 1 misses inside. Count, 3 balls and a strike. That game down in Walla Walla just underway. Top of the 1st inning and no score. (3-1) lifted out towards right center field. Miller and Lamb coming together. It's Tyson who makes the catch on the run. Myers retreats back to first. 1 down, back to the top of the order here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Max Medina.
Now batting for the Knights from Cal Poly, center fielder number 2, Max Medina.
Medina today, 2 hits, a walk, and a flyout. First pitch from John Witt, a strike right over the heart of the zone. The other 2 South games going on right now, Ridgefield and Springfield, bottom of the 8th inning. The Raptors leading at 12-10. Springfield needs a win or a Portland loss, or both, to keep their postseason flame alive. 0-1, slider upstairs, 1 ball and 1 strike. Yakima Valley about 3 innings away from being eliminated, and the fact that the Pippins were alive up until this final Sunday in the regular season is a big improvement from last year. The record might not feel like it. 1-1 outside, 2 balls and a strike. Pippins only won 14 league games last year. So far this summer, 21, so 7 more wins. That's an improvement. Could have been quite a few more had some results not gone the way they've gone, but being in contention is always a good thing. 2-1, fastball downstairs, 3 balls and a strike. Gives the franchise a bouncing point to say, hey, we were in contention until the Sunday before the postseason started last year. Let's be in the postseason next year. Taking off from first, ball put in play, hit and run. Standing on second is the runner. Aoki gathers the ball and sends it on to Parker at first for the out. Josh Myers does not get credit for a stolen base because the ball was put in play. There's 2 outs and a man at second.
Coming to the plate from LBCC, first baseman number 34.
Here's Aiden Hazen. Second trip to the plate for him. Flew out to end the 4th inning. The other game in the South between 2 teams that are eliminated, Marion and Bend, the Berries lead at 7-6 in the top of the 6th. Wave and a miss. Late is Aiden Hazen, 0-1. The Berries will head home tonight and begin their final homestand. Bend, I believe, finishes the year on the road starting tomorrow. They do. They're in Springfield. Wave and a miss by Hazen again. It's 0-2, so the Elks could play spoiler for the Springfield Drifters, who are trying to make their first postseason ever, depending on the results tonight. No balls and 2 strikes. John Witt looking for his first strikeout. 0-2, missed in tight, 1-2. In fact, the matchups tomorrow for the final series of the summer, Kelowna's in Port Angeles, Victoria's in Wenatchee. The Apple Sox have clinched the 1 seed. We'll see what lineup Wenatchee sends out there. Walla Walla's in Marion. The Berries eliminated the Sweets trying for the 1 seed. 1-2, slider. Called strike 3. The ball is dropped. Diego lets the runner go by, and then he throws it down to first. Parker secures it to give John his first strikeout of the night. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left on base. It's getting late here in Corvallis. The last 3 innings on deck when we come back.
Fans, a reminder, the concessions will close at the end of the 7th inning. So if you need to go get yourselves some last few innings beverage or food, now would be the time to head that direction. The new pitcher for the Knights out of Cal Poly is number 9, Kellen Siegel.
Top of the 7th inning here at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. Harmon Johnsen with you as the Pippins and the Knights square off in the final 3 innings here on a Sunday evening. Yakima Valley will head to Portland tomorrow morning to start a 3-game series with the Portland Pickles. Corvallis will head up to Ridgefield, similar direction tomorrow, and play a 3-game series with the Ridgefield Raptors. That is a very important series seeding-wise because it could help determine who's the 1, who's the 2, who's the 3 seed in the WCL South. You want to be in the top 2 because then you get to host games 2 and 3 in the playoffs in the opening round. New pitcher into the game for the Corvallis Knights, Kellen Siegel from Lynn Benton Community College, 2 seasons. He's heading to Cal Poly in the fall. Throws his first pitch upstairs to Tommy Lamb for ball 1. James Colella works an inning. He gives up 1 run. It was earned. He walked 3. He struck out 1. He did not give up a hit. 31 pitches as well as Tommy waves and misses at a fastball to even the count 1-1. Siegel in his 3rd season with the Corvallis Knights. 3rd season as a pitcher with the Knights. He was a hitter this season as well. He did not get any hitting statistics the last 2 years with Corvallis. 2-1 now. The pitch misses outside. And if Kellen's last name reminds you of anybody I talked about last night, he is the son of Dan Siegel, who's the president of baseball ops here at Corvallis. Strike at the top of the zone, 2-2. So dad getting to watch his son play for the team that he's very involved in. I'm sure Siegel grew up around the Knights for how long Dan's been doing his part. 2-2. Fastball skips through the legs of Dakota Chun. It's a full count. Tommy Lamb today is 0 for 3. RBI ground out in the 3rd. Faces a full count here in the top of the 7th inning. Pippins trail by 10, 12-2. Out of the windup, Siegel. Wave and a miss. Tommy Lamb on a slider. 1 down here in the top of the 7th. Siegel 2 seasons on the pitching mound for Lynn Benton Community College, which we drove past on the way to the gym today. 0-3 record, but he has an all-time spring ERA of 4.24. This season with the Knights has been his best. 0-1 on the, or first pitch I should say, on the way to Diego Davis, misses inside, 1-0. He's got a 1.26 ERA in 14 1/3 innings. He's got 7 saves. Been used as a high leverage arm here. 1-0, brushes Diego back, 2-0. Fastball velocity is good too. That one hummed in at 92 up near the eyeballs. Siegel taking his talents to Cal Poly. 2-0, slider, 2-1. Two-one pitch. Tapper out towards the hill very slowly. Here comes Marasco at short. He comes in, makes the play with the catcher Diego Davis running. 2 down here in the 7th. That'll bring up another typical catcher for Yakima Valley, Parker Burt, playing first base tonight.
First baseman number 25, Parker Burt.
Burt 0 for 3, reached on a fielder's choice that ended the 1st inning. Grounded out to 3rd that ended the 3rd inning. Struck out swinging to end the 5th inning. Takes a first pitch downstairs, 1 ball and no strikes here in the top half of the 7th. You wonder how long Siegel will be asked to go tonight, maybe 1 to 2 innings. Corvallis still has their 3 very important games to play up in Ridgefield. Slider hard of the plate, 1-1. For the Pippins, we'll see if John Witt is asked to come out for a 2nd inning, or if maybe you turn it over to Gus Musial to try to finish the game. 1-1 on the ground is short. Marasco, Parker Burt for the 4th time today is the 3rd out in an inning. A 6-3 ground out, and the Pippins are down quietly in the top of the 7th. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left on. It is 12-2 Corvallis. It's stretch time here at Goss. Enjoy this crowd's rendition of Take Me Out to the Ball Game. We'll be right back. This is Pippins Baseball.
Attendance tonight is 1,395. Thank you for joining us. Read about tonight's game and all games this season at CorvallisNights.com. All right, fans, it's time to pull out those raffle tickets again. Take a look at your numbers and match them up to the one on the video board. If they match, head out to the Corvallis Custom Team store outside the main gates to claim your prize.
Bottom of the 7th inning here at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. Yakima Valley dips back into their bullpen and brings out Hound Tanaka, the left-hander from Mito, Japan. Game number 15 for Tanaka, 15 and a third inning, 16 strikeouts, 23 walks, a 9.98 ERA, and opponents hitting .270 against Tanaka. Worked in game 1 of this series, went an inning, striking out 1, facing the minimum. You'd love it if Tanaka could do that over the next 2 innings. The Pippins, down by 10, really need a late inning rally, and that more and more unlikely to happen, but Tanaka going to bend in a breaking ball for strike 1. At this point, you'd love to just get back to the hotel at a reasonable time, which we will anyway because it's a 5:05 first pitch instead of 6:35. 0-1, breaking ball inside, hits Dakota Chun. Leadoff man aboard here in the 7th inning for Corvallis. Ryan Severns digs in. It's only 7:30 here in Corvallis. You think get these 2.5 innings in the books sooner than later as the first pitch fouled away by Severns. Means you're back at the hotel 8:30-ish. A lot of places still going to be open, serving food. I know it's Sundays. Some places might be closed, but 0-1 taken for a strike. It's 0-2, but still, it'll be nice to be getting back with maybe a little gleam of sunlight left in the sky. .02 breaking ball out towards second. Aoki onto Stone for 1. The relay to first, double play. Howe able to induce a ground ball and get that leadoff hit by pitch erased for 6-3 is the putout. And there's 2 down here in the bottom of the 7th. Zane Garvey, 2 for 4 today. Garvey brought the wrong bat up. That one, it appears, is broken. He's going to reach down into the dugout and steal one from a teammate. He must have snapped it the last time he was up. His teammates examining the bat. Lefty-lefty matchup here with Garvey and Tanaka. First pitch fouled over on the left side. Heads up in the bleachers. Got to have your head on a swivel when you're sitting up along the lines. That guy holding his baby was with his back turned to the field. The netting is quite low in that area. 0-1, breaking ball way outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. One lifted to center field. Should be a can of corn for Tommy Lamb, and it is. A 1-2-3 with an asterisk and the help of a double play. Hound Tanaka faces the minimum in the 7th. We go to the 8th. Corvallis leads it 12-2. This is Pippins baseball.
Visit your local Les Schwab Tire Center on 3rd and 9th Street for all your tires, brakes, alignment, batteries, wheels, shocks, and struts needs. Thank you to Les Schwab for sponsoring the Litter Patrol, and thanks to all of you for helping us keep the ballpark clean this summer.
Around here, we see a lot of people headed home. Some are heading somewhere familiar. Some are just beginning. And some figuring it out as they go. Or any of it. You just make sure they're ready. Before you hit the road, get a pre-trip safety check at Les Schwab Tires. It's free. Our greatest story is yours.
If we can't guarantee it, we won't sell it.
Okay, fans, it's our grand finale for our raffle. Lots of numbers up on the board. We got 15 numbers to look at. So take a look at your tickets, pull them out, match your numbers to those on the board. If you win, head on down to the Corvallis Custom Team Store to claim your prize. New pitcher for the Corvallis Knights out of Maryland Eastern Shore, number 35, Alejandro Cruz.
Top of the 8th inning here at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. Welcome back. Harmon Johnsen with you. New pitcher into the game for Corvallis, Alejandro Cruz from Maryland Eastern Shore into the game. 5th appearance of the season for Cruz. He's worked 2 innings, 9 walks, 4 strikeouts, a 31.5 ERA, and a batting average of .250 against him. He's worked twice against the Pippins, the 24th of July up at County Stadium, 2/3 of an inning, 2 runs on 1 hit. The 31st of July down here in Corvallis, 2/3 of an inning, 2 runs, no hits, 3 walks in both of those outings. Faces Yash Gupta here first in the 8th as he induces a ground ball over to 3rd. Garvey keeps his head down, sends it across, and out number 1 recorded. Aiden Hazen with his toe on the bag. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the 8th inning for Alejandro Cruz. The wind is blowing extremely hard on the candle of Yakima Valley's postseason hopes. 5 outs left to try to score 10 runs to tie the game. First pitch to Stone, taken for a strike on the inside half. 0-1. Cruz 86 miles an hour with that bullet. The 0-1 breaking ball froze Brandon Stone. It's 0-2. Long pause from Cruz. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball downstairs. It bounces off of Chun's gear and up the first base line to make it 1-2. Finishing up the thought on the rest of the series starting tomorrow. Kamloops is in Nanaimo. The Northpaws are eliminated. The Night Owls trying to stay alive. They're in third place right now. 1-2. Called strike 3. Right at the knees. Brandon Stone down looking for the second time. There's 2 down for Alejandro Cruz. Edmonton is in Bellingham. Edmonton sitting in 4th place coming into the day. That'll be an interesting series. We'll see who the Bells play now that they've wrapped it. Or play, I should say, as in who they put out on the field in the lineup. They have the number 2 seed secured. Their spot in the postseason will not change. First pitch breaking ball upstairs to Max Workman, 1-0. And of course, Yakima Valley in Portland tomorrow, 7:15 p.m. first pitch on a Monday night. Going to be big crowds all 3 days down there at Walker Stadium. 2 of them I've heard are sold out. 1-0 outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Tomorrow night in Portland, I believe, is 5-cent beer night. I don't know exactly how they do that because you can't sell alcohol for lower than it costs to manufacture it. So it's going to be cheap beer regardless. It's not going to be the high-end stuff. 2-0 out of play, 2-1. But to sell it for 5 cents, it's got to be in like a shot glass size container, right? Tuesday, I believe, is Keep Portland Weird Night, which I'm sure will just be so exciting to be a part of. And then Wednesday, I think, is Woof Wednesday. They've got over 50 corgis registered for a dog parade at some point. 2-1 upstairs, 3 balls and a strike. Looking more and more likely like the Pippins will be eliminated from postseason contention. That doesn't mean that they can't play a little bit of spoiler depending on the Springfield result and the Portland result tonight. (3-1). Workman taking a strike at the knees. If Portland loses tonight and Springfield wins, then Springfield needs Yakima Valley to take down Portland to help them get into the playoffs. Payoff pitch from Alejandro Cruz to Max Workman. Half swing. He did not go around. The pitch was upstairs. Ball 4 drawn by Workman. Inning continues for Jackson Upton. Upton been on base 3 times today. Hit by pitch, walk, walk. He started the game on the mound, went 3 innings. Two away, man at first. First offering upstairs, 1 ball and no strikes. The only defensive players who are dealing with the sun anymore is the left fielder Porter, the center fielder Max Medina. The shadows of the buildings on campus and the rest of the ballpark are cast over the rest of the playing field. (1-0). There's a strike on the outer half to Upton. 1-1. It's been a very pleasant weekend weather-wise here in Corvallis. It's a shame we're not ending the season with the pleasant weather. I think it's going to be hot in Portland while we're there. Breaking ball falls in at the top of the strike zone, and the count 1-2 to Jackson Upton. Let's just look. Why not? Current conditions here at Corvallis, 72 degrees. Very nice. 1-2. Upton pops this a mile high straight up. Chun into foul territory over in front of the Pippins dugout, makes the catch. And Alejandro Cruz leaves a man stranded. No runs on no hits for Yakima Valley, no errors, and one man left on after a walk. We go to the bottom of the 8th, last chance for Corvallis to add on to a 12-2 lead. This is Pippins baseball.
The video board is time for tonight's nighttime trivia.
Bottom 8 here at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. Ethan Porter, Joey Morosco, and Josh Myers are the 3 scheduled to hit against Hound Tanaka, back out for his second inning of work. Porter, 2 for 3 today, 2 singles, a fielder's choice, and a walk. He's got 3 RBI. First pitch from the lefty Tanaka is a breaking ball outside, 1-0. So the forecast conditions for Portland for this 3-game series: tomorrow, a high of 86 with smoke in the air. This pitch misses. 2 balls, no strikes. Monday night, a low of 59. Tuesday, the high temperature jumps up to 96. 2-0 taken for a strike. Heat advisory in effect for Tuesday and Wednesday. Wednesday, it's supposed to be a high temperature of 98. And the Wednesday night forecast, 65. Shot down the right field line. Tyson chasing it. He overran it as it drops in fair territory. Porter going to turn around second. Tyson a little bit dinged up, it looks like, out there as Ethan Porter stops at third. Diego Davis standing a little bit indignantly at home plate, asking what was his defense doing there. That's a triple for Ethan Porter. Looks like the Knights aren't done yet tonight. Joey Morosco had a triple. That was back in the second inning. He's been out all 3 times since. First pitch missing outside. 1 ball and no strikes to Morosco. We're going to have to bring a fan or something to the press box at Walker Stadium Tuesday and Wednesday. Breaking ball way outside, 2-0 to Morosco. I know when it got hot earlier this summer, Mike Jex and the broadcast crew were talking about just how warm it was up in the press box. I think they touched out at 100 degrees up in their booth. Line drive into left center field, falls into the outfield for a hit. Morosco, big turnaround first. He'll be content with a single. He scores Porter, and it's 13-2. Salt in the wound for Yakima Valley's postseason hopes. The bullpen was emptied, by the way, during the half inning. Everybody that was standing out there waiting to potentially warm up has come back to the dugout. First pitch breaking ball misses from Tanaka. So these are 3 outs for Tanaka to get, whether it's this 1 run or 10 more runs. Morosco standing at first. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 8th. That breaking ball just missed, according to Jim Courtney. Might have been a touch outside to this right-handed hitter, Josh Myers. 2-0. Tanaka staring down the runner at first. Now he sends in a fastball high and away, ball 3. This is not the Hound Tanaka that we saw in the 7th inning. .3-0. There's a strike on the inside part of the plate. 3-1. See if Hound can induce another double play. The Pippins have turned 38 on the summer. That'd be one nice positive going into the 3-game set in Portland. 3-1. Instead, it's a rope down the line, foul over in left. It bounces off the top of the clubhouse building and over towards Yakima Valley's bus. Hopefully Ray didn't have the top open, otherwise he might have just received a baseball. Payoff pitch to Josh Myers. Hit him right in the hip. Hit by pitch. Puts runners at first and second. Nobody out. That'll bring up Berkeley Reentz. A lefty-lefty matchup now. First pitch breaking ball, top of the zone to Reentz. 0-1. Well, one of the nice things about coming down to Corvallis this weekend was I got to meet Mike Parker, who the WCL Broadcaster of the Year award is named after. He got the first one in 2023. 1-1 the count. He's been doing Oregon State and Corvallis Knights play-by-play for many years. 1-1 on the ground out towards short. Stone to the bag himself, on to first. Parker got the foot back down. It's a double play. That's twin killing number 39 on the summer for Yakima Valley. Score it 6 unassisted at second, and then 6-3 on to first. Moves Joey Morosco on to third, and then here comes Max Medina. Mike Parker busy with some of the Corvallis Knights football prep, and so relied on some of my notes to get him through this weekend. And I was told by the public address announcer it's his birthday tomorrow. First pitch to Medina is a strike, so happy birthday to Mike Parker. Hopefully this isn't the last time our paths cross. I'm extremely honored to meet the man that an award I've won is named after. Ground ball out towards Stone. It runs up his arm, and another run will score as Medina is safe at first. E6 makes it 14-2 Corvallis. Brings up Aiden Hazen. The Knights 14 runs on 17 hits, no errors. Yakima Valley 2 runs, 1 hit, 2 errors. Hazen's 0 for 2, strikeout and a flyout. First pitch, wave and a miss. Greedy swing, trying to go down the left field line. So again, Mike Parker, happy birthday. Glad I got to meet you, put your phone number in my contacts, and hopefully, again, it's not the last time our paths cross. Mike Parker, a legend here in Corvallis. 0-1, misses away, 1-1. And by further extent, the West Coast League. Anybody that receives the Broadcaster of the Year award until they rename it get to mention the name Mike Parker. 1-1, breaking ball through the 5-6 hole and into left field. Aiden Hazen gets his first hit of the day. He came in the 4th inning for the second at-bat of the 2 spot. Here in the 8th inning, he now has his first knock of the evening.
Now
That brings Dakota Chun back up.
Number 17, Dakota Chun.
If we hurry, we can get this game done in 3 hours. 7:51 p.m. We started at 5:05. Last night, the first time under 3 hours since Walla Walla right after the All-Star break. 2:49 was the official game time. First pitch misses to Chun, 1-0. That was a nice little bit of relief. Unfortunately, it comes on the heels of not a lot of offense by Yakima Valley as the 1-0 misses inside, 2-0. The Pippins in the last 2 days combined have only 5 hits. They have 4 errors. That's usually not a good ratio, especially when you're trying to stay alive in a playoff hunt. 2-0, that pitch caught the outer black. It's 2-1 to the left-hander Dakota Chun. Wondering if it'll be Cruz or somebody new for Corvallis when we get to the top of the 9th, as there's a fly ball out of play over on the left side. Mac the Knight might have had a chance on it if he was still standing at the top of the bleachers. Instead, it goes foul again over by Yakima Valley's Bus. Wave and a miss. Strike 3, Dakota Chun. A nasty wipeout slider by Hound Tanaka. And the Knights are done here this weekend, done at home until the playoffs. 14-2 is the score after the Knights add 2 more in the bottom of the 8th. Pippins 3 outs left until the playoff flame is extinguished. This is Pippins Baseball.
Line up along the third baseline underneath the TNT Builders party deck to gain access to the field. A reminder, there are absolutely no food or drinks allowed on the playing surface. Knights fans, as today's game is nearing its end, we wanted to say from the bottom of our hearts, thank you all for another incredible summer right here at Goss Stadium, our 19th one. We are so fortunate to have such an amazing and supportive fan base. Give yourselves a round of applause.
Top of the 9th inning here at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. The Pippins 3 outs, all that's left in the time where they can say they're alive in the playoff race. It'll be Brendan Aoki, Tyson Miller, Tommy Lamb due up. Looks like somebody's going to get pinch hit for. Hudson Freeze has a bat in front of the dugout. New pitcher into the game for the Knights. It's Zane Garvey, who's been playing third base all day. He's 1-0 with a save, 8 games, 10 innings, 15 strikeouts, 3 walks, a 0.90 ERA. Opponents hitting just 167 off of Garvey, 2 seasons at Western Oregon. In at third in the spot of Garvey is Xavier Rios, one of the backup catchers for Corvallis. Here's Brennan Aoki. First pitch from Zane Garvey, down and away, ball 1. So it looks like Tyson Miller is going to get pinch hit for. Hudson Freeze standing on deck. (1-0) misses down and away, 2-0. Garvey committed to the University of Portland after 2 seasons at Western Oregon. The 2-0 on the ground out towards second. Rents up with it. On to Hazen, 1 down here in the ninth. Here comes Hudson Freeze. Third at bat on the road this summer for Hudson. In case anybody was interested, the Portland Pickles lead the Walla Walla Sweets 1-0 in the top of the third inning. Hudson swinging first pitch. It's a bouncing ball to Hazen. Flips to the covering pitcher. And 3-1 the putout for out number 2. No sooner had I even written down Freeze's name in my scorebook. He grounds out. And now the last few moments with Yakima Valley in playoff contention are up to Tommy Lamb.
Now batting center fielder number 8, Tommy Lamb.
Tommy today 0 for 4. First pitch taken for a strike, maybe a generous strike from Jim Courtney as this game is all but over. 2 runs, 1 hit, 2 errors for Yakima Valley. 14 runs, 18 hits, 0 errors for Corvallis. 0-1 downstairs, 1-1. Final score in Springfield. Ridgefield wins 12-10. So now Springfield scoreboard watching, hoping that Walla Walla can defeat Portland. 2-1, the pitch missed high and away. That's the only way Springfield stays alive. They came into the day 3 games back with 4 to play. They need to be 3 games back with 3 to play tomorrow. That means Portland needs to lose. Tommy ropes this foul past Coach Crustangel. And the Pippins are down to their final strike while still in playoff contention. 3 more games left to play. Don't abandon me now. Final 3 games of the regular season in Portland. Tomorrow, Tuesday, and Wednesday. All 3 games at 7:15. Pippins have a chance to play spoiler depending on the results of tonight's game in Walla Walla. 2-2. Wave and a miss by Lamb. And the Pippins have been eliminated from playoff contention. Final score on the road. Corvallis 14, Yakima Valley 2. They get 1 hit. They commit 2 errors. Corvallis, a dominant win for the 3rd day in a row over Yakima Valley. Corvallis, they've been in for a couple of days, but they are announcing that they are in the playoffs to this large fan base. This is their 19th season at Goss, and so how about that? They're back in. Pippins eliminated, 3 games left. The loss going to go to Jackson Upton. He gave up the first 3 runs of the game. The Pippins only scored 2 in total. The win going to go to Cooper Markham coming out of the bullpen. We'll talk to you tomorrow in Portland, Walker Stadium, 7:15 p.m. Until that time, I'm Harmon Johnsen signing off, saying stay safe. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. And again, 7:15, the first pitch tomorrow in Portland. Final score in this contest, Corvallis 14, Yakima Valley 2. The Pippins eliminated from the postseason contention. You've been listening to Pippins Baseball here in Corvallis. Have a great night.
Thank you.